visiting the Ottawa Senators, and Ottawa had to fight back to tie the game 3 different times, keeping pace with Philadelphia to eventually force overtime. A quick interference penalty on the Flowers in the OT period gave Ottawa a power play to set up Tim Stützle's game-winning goal to deliver the 4-3 win to the Senators. The New York Islanders made the short trek over to New Jersey to take on the Devils, and Ilya Sorokin turned away 25 shots to record his 22nd career shutout, just 3 shy of tying the Islanders' franchise record, while Bo Horvat scored his 28th goal of the season late in the second period, giving New York a slim victory over New Jersey. Of course, the Islanders, though, have already been eliminated from playoff contention. The Boston Bruins are at PPG Paints Arena taking on the Penguins, a game that probably looked more consequential when the season schedule was announced, but a lot less important now that both teams have been eliminated from playoff contention, and Boston is leading that game 3-1 with 15 minutes to go in the third period. The Toronto Maple Leafs visit the Carolina Hurricanes. The Leafs lead 1-0 after 20 minutes of play, as Toronto is trying to clinch the Atlantic Division title tonight after they earned a 1-0 overtime win against Montreal yesterday to give them a 4-point edge over Tampa. Carolina rebounded from their shootout loss here at Cap One in their winless 4-game road trip by crushing the Rangers 7-3 yesterday. They are still locked into their second place in the Metro and will still play New Jersey in the first round of the playoffs. Also coming up at 6 p.m., the Buffalo Sabres travel to Tampa to take on the Lightning. Buffalo plays their last road game of the year, and they've lost back-to-back games after a season-long 5-game win streak ended back on Tuesday. And Tampa is still in that tight Atlantic Division race. Well, they do need a lot to fall their way if they want to clinch, trailing Toronto by 4 points. They also need to take care of their own business to stay ahead of the Florida Panthers and secure home ice for the first round. The two Florida teams are currently tied with 98 points, while Tampa Bay holds the tiebreaker. Coming up at 7 p.m., the Edmonton Oilers visit the Winnipeg Jets. Edmonton was looking destined for a matchup with LA in the first round of the playoffs, but would need some things to fall their way and try to secure home ice for the opening round. Any loss for them today would lock them into a first-round road set. Winnipeg has the chance to secure the NHL's best record of the season tonight. Any win would secure them for the President's Trophy, as well as any overtime point combined with a loss from the Capitals. Then at 8 p.m., the San Jose Sharks take on the Calgary Flames. San Jose has lost 8 consecutive games. They are well out of playoffs, and Calgary needs to finish the season strong if they want to reach the playoffs. The Flames are 4 points behind St. Louis and 5 points behind Minnesota for a wild card spot in the West. Closing out the night at 10 p.m., the Colorado Avalanche take on the Anaheim Ducks in Southern California. We will have more updates on all of those games coming up at our first intermission. But now it's time to get you back to Zach, who has starting lineups, goaltender scratches, and more when we return here on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia.
There's no better place to watch live TV than Hulu Plus Live TV. Why? Because you get your favorite sports like basketball, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, enjoy Hulu's entire streaming library along with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all included in your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3 free-day trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Every community needs a heartbeat to connect it. That's Giant. From Millville to McLean, Baltimore to D.C.,
Giant was born in the DMV, and we celebrate its DNA.
Partners, friends, families, kids. We're here to feed your love for where you live. Tastes that connect you to new cultures. Flavors that reunite you with your own.
We've been doing it for more than 88 years.
And we're
not going anywhere.
Giants. This is home.
And here's your coffee. Whoa, what's that?
It's the new DC Lottery $50 scratcher.
DC Lottery has a $50 scratcher?
First time ever. And a $2 million top prize.
That's literally the biggest scratcher I've ever seen.
When you have a $500,000 in second chance prizes and a 500x multiplier,
you're gonna need a pretty big scratcher.
Our new $50 scratcher has a top prize of $2 million. DC Lottery is a proud partner of the Washington Capitals.
There's no better place to watch live TV than Hulu Plus Live TV. Why? Because you get your favorite sports like basketball, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, enjoy Hulu's entire streaming library along with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all included in your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3 free-day trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at hulu.com.
Welcome back to Washington Capitals hockey on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia. The Caps looking to pick up the win in their home regular season finale against the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have to win this one to stay alive. They're going to need some help along the way, but a win to keep their chances, as slim as they may be, at least in their grasp. Welcome back. I'm Zach Fish along with Ken Sabbert as we take a look at our goaltending matchup between the Pints, is brought to you by United Association. United Association's Veterans in Piping program, providing training, careers, and a future for our returning servicemen and women. Visit us at uavip.org. Charlie Lindgren back between the Pints here today for the Capitals. Hunter Shepard played yesterday. It did not go well for the call-up from Hershey. He surrendered 7 goals on 26 shots, but it's back to Lindgren with Logan Thompson still out. 2.74 goals against average, 19 wins on the season for Lindgren, 5-1-2 lifetime against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and it's Charlie's net right now, Ken. It's up to him here to get the Caps back on track, but a real good opportunity for him down the stretch with Logan Thompson out to solidify himself maybe as a playoff starter.
Well, exactly. He wants to get his game up to speed too, so he'll get as many as he needs here down the stretch to see what he wants, because right now he is your goaltender. Till Logan Thompson gets back on the ice, it's going to be Charlie.
On the other side, Jet Greaves is going once again. It's been a busy stretch. He played the American League for Cleveland on Wednesday. He beat Buffalo on Thursday. He shut out the Caps yesterday. The Blue Jackets putting all their eggs in the basket of Jet Greaves between the Pipes here today. He will get the start on the season in the NHL. Greaves 4-2 with a 2.37 goals against average. The 24-year-old looking to beat the Capitals for back-to-back games. Here are the players not dressing in this one. Alexei Protic is still out with a lower body injury. Logan Thompson out with the upper body injury for Washington, while Alex Alexiev, Ethan Frank will not play here today, and John Carlson, as you heard Spencer Carberry say earlier, a rest day for him. Meanwhile, Columbus will make no lineup changes. Jake Christensen, Jack Johnson, Luke Cunnin, Jack Williams, Christian Fischer, Yegor Chinnikov, Damon Severson all remain out for the Blue Jackets. Starting lineup for the visiting Columbus Blue Jackets, Boone Jenner will start up front, their top line, with Sean Monahan in the middle and Kirill Marchenko on the right wing. Defensively for the Blue Jackets, Zach Werenski is paired with Dante Fabro and Greaves between the Pipes for Dean Evanson's squad. For the Capitals, Spencer Carberry going with the lineup. Pierre-Luc Dubois centering Connor McMichael and Tom Wilson. Defensively, it will be Matt Roy here today, paired with Rasmus Sandin. Dylan McElrath and Jacob Chikrin are in on the back end. Carlson and Alex Alexiev are out. And it's Charlie Lindgren's net here today as the Capitals look to get back on track with a victory after their biggest loss since 2010 in a 7-0 defeat on the road last night in Columbus. It's the Caps, it's the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's coming up around the corner. We'll have the play-by-play action, so stay with us. Lights are down. Ceremony being conducted honoring Nick Dow, the Caps Care Community Award here today. Ahead of the regular season finale, it's Fan Appreciation Night, and the Capitals want to send their fans home happy heading into the Stanley Cup playoffs, which start in just about a week. Ken and I will have the call next. You're tuned in to Washington Capitals hockey on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of the Washington Capitals. Download the app if you haven't already, and you can bet all the action right from your seat. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Washington, D.C. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text 800-426. OLG Class A licensed operator. Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook with Caesars rewards.
Delays again on the Beltway as someone tried to cross all 8 lanes.
Backed up for hours as a dump truck hit the highway sign.
At a standstill
still thanks to a van reversing on the shoulder.
Make sure you're buckled up, because it's wild out there.
Consider taking Metro instead.
Don't be traffic. Ride Metro. Visit WMATA.com to learn more.
Hey Caps fans, give your athletes their best summer ever at the St. James. Voted best summer camp in the DMV 3 years running. With ultimate sports and 12 plus specialty sports camps, including basketball, swimming, and more, they'll train like champions. Plus, camp transportation options are available throughout the DMV. Save 20% with the early bird offer, but hurry, it won't last. Spots are filling fast. Visit thestjamescamps.com to enroll today. That's thestjamescamps.com.
Thundercat Technology and Dell Technologies are proud sponsors of the Washington Capitals. Thundercat and Dell work to keep our city safe by offering federal organizations a comprehensive portfolio of solutions to help meet their goals. Whether they concern digital transformation, infrastructure consolidation and optimization, cloud migration, or data management and analytics, our purpose is to make the United States a better and safer place for all Americans. Visit thundercattech.com/Dell Tech for more information.
Being there for live NHL games means more thrilling face-offs, more action, and more memories made for the whole family. And when you need tickets to watch the Caps hit the ice, Ticketmaster's got you covered. As the official ticket marketplace of the Washington Capitals and the NHL, Ticketmaster gives you more ways to find your perfect seat with a wide selection of tickets available for every game. And if your plans change, Ticketmaster gives you more flexibility to sell or transfer your tickets. Plus, mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena and in time for puck drop. Check out the full schedule of upcoming games and get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
We owe so much to our heroes in uniform, but when they come home, what awaits them? We union plumbers, fitters, welders, and service technicians offer training and a career. Our VIP program, Veterans in Piping, provides opportunity for a future of rewarding work. End users and contractors, please partner with us in putting these dedicated, highly trained veterans back to work. Everyone wins. Learn more at UA.org.
The name is Visionary Technology Consultants, value-driven information technology services in partnership with Dell Technologies. VTC delivers innovative, cost-efficient technology solutions.
And Dylan McElrath. McElrath didn't play yesterday. You knew this one was coming today. These two have fought twice, once in the National Hockey League previous and once in the American Hockey League. And here is Olivier trying to get in and get the right hand going. McElrath has got a little bit longer reach, a little bit taller, but Olivier shrugs him through. Now he gets him with a right hand. McElrath stunned a bit, trying to regain his position here, and another right by Olivier. Couple of jabs with the left, back across with a right for Olivier. McElrath trying to jab with the left and get the right going, and Olivier, he's got him in a good position where he's just blocking those opportunities. And now again, it's a big right hand from Olivier. Comes up top. Another time, McElrath with a swing, and Olivier got the head out of the way, and he connects with another right. And the linesmen let these guys keep going early in the game. Tone is being set here. The Capitals get the first goal. The Blue Jackets wanting to start the first fight. And they're still dancing in the neutral zone, and finally the linesmen are going to step in and break it up. Again, no surprise.
52 Washington, 24 Columbus, 5 each, fighting.
And that is that. So 4 seconds after the Ovechkin goal, you've got the fight. I thought Matthew Olivier handled himself really well during that fight, quite frankly. As I said, giving up a bit of height there, but he was very strong with the left arm, continuing to control McElrath, who kept trying to get that right hand going, and he never got it going as well as Olivier got his going. And Olivier using that strong left to pull on the scruff of the jersey there and get McElrath off balance. But I'm sure that right hand is not feeling great right now as he puts some ice on it in the penalty box. A lot of punches connecting with the helmet of Dylan McElrath. Blue Jackets win the faceoff. Ivan Provorov with a shot gets blocked. And the puck is going to be chipped back through the neutral zone by Taylor Radish. Blue Jackets will hustle into their own end to get it. And now they're going to try to skate it out. James Van Riemsdyk pushes it ahead. It is intercepted by Martin Fairbury, and he'll dump it right back into the Blue Jacket zone. Denton Matejchuk gets run over. in the near corner. Capitals tried to play the puck to the blue line and went off a stick and got up in the air. And Fairbury then having to basically dive to the ice in the neutral zone to play it across and keep it away from the Blue Jackets. And now an offside call against Washington as they try to carry it back in. Face-off will be in the neutral zone. Sean Corrali is out to take the face-off. Lars Eller for the Capitals. Blue Jackets control it off the draw. Jordan Harris across to Eric Branson. Puts it up the right wing side to Zach Aston-Reese. Back over to Harris, who will send it into the Washington end. Jacob Chikrin. He gets there, and Sean Corrali puts the body on him. Corrali controlling the puck initially, and then Lars Eller knocked it off his stick. Eller's got it over in the far corner of his own end. Flips it off the backhand. Chikrin will play it out, and it's ahead to Ryan Leonard. Leonard with a left wing pass. Trevor Van Riemsdyk back to the front of the net, and Leonard couldn't get a stick on it before Greaves got his glove there, and he makes the catch and he holds on. And a face-off is upcoming. Inside of the Blue Jacket zone, they trail 1-0 to the Washington Capitals. Did one shot in this game. It came off Ovechkin's stick and found the back of the net. Sean Monahan. He will face off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now Dubois gets waved out. So instead it'll be Connor McMichael. McMichael wins it back to Chikrin at the left point. Chikrin will just wrist it around the boards over to the right wing side. Trevor Van Riemsdyk is there, spins off a check, threw it to the front of the net. And it was knocked away, but then Marchenko couldn't hold it. He will get it back just outside the blue line, finds Monahan across to Jenner with a wrist shot, and that goes by the glove hand of Charlie Lindgren. Comes off the end boards. Marchenko in the near corner. Tries to feed it behind the net to Jenner. He's tied up with Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Gets it to Marchenko. Back out to the left point. Here's a shot from Fabro, and Lindgren makes a save. Jenner knocks down the puck, and he carries it to the near corner. Trying to shed the pressure from Trevor Van Riemsdyk. He can't, but he gets tripped. And the Blue Jackets are about to go on the AEP power play just 3 minutes into the opening period of this game in Washington.
Washington, minor penalty, tripping.
Well, it's funny because yesterday you almost couldn't buy a penalty in that game, and now we have one just 3 minutes into this. And let's see what the Blue Jackets can do on the AEP power play. Overall, they're 22nd in the league, but they struggle on the road. They're dead last in the league on the road in power play, and they would love to change that right now and get this game back to even. They lose the faceoff, and the Capitals will send them all the way back into their own end. Kent Johnson circles behind the net to pick it up. Nick Dowd comes out to challenge. Johnson gets by him, continues across the red line, leaves the puck off the backhand for Werenski. He'll carry it up and in, drops it on the left wing side. Capitals knocked it free. Blue Jackets move it down to the near corner, but Washington is there to clear it out. Now Kent Johnson couldn't take it from Nick Dowd. He's got a shorthanded chance, but he tried to pass it off the backhand and get it to Brandon Duhaime, and the Blue Jackets were able to break that up. So now Werenski comes up to his own blue line. Leave it off the backhand for Kent Johnson. This is the way the Blue Jackets like to enter the zone. Hand it off to Marchenko. Now on the right wing boards, Monahan. Saucer pass to Werenski at the blue line. Left wing side, Kent Johnson. Down the boards he goes. Leaves it in the corner for Marchenko. Back to the center point. Werenski hands it back to Marchenko on the left wing boards. Marchenko looks it over. Now tries to come across to Kent Johnson. The Capitals got a stick on that. Johnson will pull it off the wall, settle it back down, and he's got it at the top of the right wing circle. Takes a look, doesn't shoot, gives it down to Monahan. Back out to Kent Johnson. He's out near the blue line. Back to Sean Monahan. Passing left wing side. There's Werenski. Comes back across on the right to Kent Johnson. Nothing there. Werenski's got it again. Feeds it down toward Johnson in the right wing corner. He's got pressure. Sends it around the boards, and that's going to get by Marchenko and out to the neutral zone. And the Capitals had a chance to play it, and they couldn't complete that play. And now Jenner will bring it right back in. Drops it for Werenski. Skating to the middle of the ice. Goes to Marchenko on the left wing side. 17 seconds left on the power play. Here's Kent Johnson. Gets nothing on a one-timer from the right wing circle. And the Capitals clear, and that's going to do it for this power play. The Blue Jackets will come up empty. They had the puck in the zone almost the entire time, but they just kept passing it around, couldn't find a shooting lane. And when they finally did get what they thought was an opportunity, Kent Johnson just couldn't get a lot of stick on the puck. So now it's Washington rushing it out of their own zone. Nick Dowd plays it over to Jacob Chikrin. He'll leave it for Rasmus Sandin, who gets that puck down into the near corner of the Blue Jacket zone. But we've got a whistle here, and it will be ruled that Washington was offside entering the zone. 14:45 is what's left here in the first period. Capitals have a 1-0 lead. Matthew Olivier and Dylan McElrath come out of the penalty box. And Olivier will just stay on the ice, get right into the play. Well, I think Olivier, and I was wondering about this, he shouldn't be out yet. And he said something to the officials, and they agreed. They put him back in the box. So the Capitals win the draw. Andrew Mangiapane brings the puck to the Blue Jacket zone, tried to pass it on the right wing side, and that one got back to Mangiapane. He took a shot, and it was denied by Jet Greaves. Ivan Provorov will dump this puck in from behind the red line, but it's right on goal. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets it back out to the neutral zone, and now here's a turnover. Ovechkin's got the puck. Fantilli trying to lift his stick from behind. Ovechkin in with a tight shot from the bottom of the right wing circle. Greaves makes a save on that. Trevor Van Riemsdyk across to Martin Fairvary. Sends it just wide to the left of the net, looking for a tip, and the Blue Jackets intercept, and they clear it up the ice. Trevor Van Riemsdyk will play this back along the end boards. Now he gets it back over in the far corner. Trying to clear it out, and the Capitals will. They've got numbers here, 3-on-2s. They carry it up the ice. Beauvillier goes right side. Strome takes a shot, and that one got blocked on its way to the net. Eric Branson now trying to settle things down as the Blue Jackets will just hand it off to the Capitals. They played it out to the neutral zone, forcing Washington to reset. Dylan Strome on the left wing boards takes a hit, but he's able to maintain playing the puck. Sends it around to Mangiapane over on the right wing side. Now it's Radish on the end boards, taking a shove from Goodbranson, but holding on to the puck initially. And now he just tried to turn and throw it in from the blue line. He was just trying to keep it inside the zone. It went off of Goodbranson and right to Jet Greaves, who covers and holds on for a faceoff. 13:21 is what's left in the first period. Alex Ovechkin has the only goal of this game, and the Capitals lead the Blue Jackets 1-0 here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
May I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 5.25 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $349 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Blue Jackets are down here in Washington by the score of 1-0 to the Capitals. Right now, I'm going to give you a chance to win a game-used stick from Kent Johnson. Get your phone and text 26791 text the word Kent to 26791, I should say, because that's what you have to do to have a chance to win. So you do that, you get your chance. Don't forget, message and data rates may apply, but if you'd like to win a game-used Kent Johnson stick, text Kent to 26791. Capitals send the puck behind the Blue Jackets net. It's picked up by the Blue Jackets, and Sean Monahan lifts it off the glass and out to the neutral zone. Boone Jenner was locked up with Trevor Van Riemsdyk as he put it into the Washington zone. They ruled that he was ahead of the line, over the line first, I should say, head of the puck. And it's an offside call. And now Sean Monahan ready to face off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Monahan wins it back to Fabro. Cross to Werenski. Handed off to Marchenko. He takes a shot right into the glove of Charlie Lindgren. Blue Jackets have struggled against Charlie Lindgren. Go back to last year. He befuddles them. I don't know why. He catches with his right hand, but so does their other goaltender, Logan Thompson. Actually, to be honest with you, Blue Jackets were 0-2 coming into yesterday's game against the Capitals. And yesterday they faced Hunter Shepard. He catches with the left hand, which is more normal in the league. Dante Fabro takes a shot. Lindgren drops down and makes the save with the stick. Puck is around behind the net. Jacob Chychrun to the far wall. Tom Wilson clears to the neutral zone. Connor McMichael's got it. Tried to get it in front to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Great job on the stick lift. And a good back check by Boone Jenner. We've got a whistle, and the puck was played with a high stick. So the faceoff will come back to the dot just outside of the Blue Jackets line here. And the Blue Jackets will make a line change. Bring out Fantilli, Johnson, and Van Riemsdyk. Capitals are going to counter here with Nick Dowd's line. Dowd, Taylor Radish, Brandon Duhaime. Dowd wins the draw. Capitals wrist it in from the red line. Eric Goodbranson waiting on the near wall, but he can't clear it around Nick Dowd. So he's got to step into Dowd and put him into the boards. Now the Blue Jackets steal that puck away, and Kent Johnson leads it ahead to James Van Riemsdyk. He gets knocked off his stick as he was trying to enter the Capitals' end, and Washington will be guilty of icing the puck. 12 minutes, 11 seconds left to play here. In the first period, Washington has a 1-0 lead over the Blue Jackets. Set up to take the draw in the left wing circle against Nick Dowd. And Dowd wins it cleanly. Matthew Roy gets the puck out through the neutral zone, and the Capitals are offside as they try to come into the Blue Jackets' end. Another face-off here, and the Blue Jackets want to get a new line out there. They'll give Sillinger the opportunity to win a draw here. He's out with Olivier and Voronkov. Lars Eller going up against Cole Sillinger on the face-off. The Jackets control the puck. Branson passes off the near wall and off the stick and up over the glass into the crowd. So it's a very slow-moving period at this point. Lots of stoppages here. Icings, puck over the glass, offside calls. Many times that favors the road team. Kind of suck the energy out of the building with that kind of play. Washington wins the faceoff. Fairbury puts it on the right wing side. And it got put just over the blue line. Capitals will dump it back in. Jordan Harris passing across to Eric Branson up the near side. Olivier will tip it into the Washington zone. Charlie Lindgren goes behind the net, puts it to the far corner. Got knocked down there by Voronkov. He tried to play it around the boards to where Olivier could get to it, but that didn't happen. The Blue Jackets are forced back out to the neutral zone. Denton Matejchuk will take a long I was going to say a long shot, but he didn't put it on net. He put it so it would bounce into the corner, trying to let his forwards go get it. Unfortunately, Washington gets to it. They bring it up the ice. Sandro Mangiapane trying to carry it into the Blue Jacket zone. Good stick check there by Ivan Provorov to jar that puck loose, and now it's Matejchuk finding Justin Danforth. Danforth will play it down along the end boards. Takes a hit from Jacob Chychrun. Corrali got pushed out of the way. Zach Aston Reese will come and get the puck, and as he dropped it off the backhand, Dylan Strome intercepts, and he gets it out to the neutral zone. Strome tried to pass it across to Ovechkin, and that was picked off by Zach Aston Reese. Unfortunately, he then tried to throw it ahead to one of his teammates, and that one didn't connect. Here's a pass down low to Ovechkin, and he's denied by Greaves. Ovechkin gets it back on the end boards, comes around behind the net, and goes over to the right wing side. Trying to float it down low. Aston Reese intercepts for the Blue Jackets, scoops that puck high in the air and drops it into the Washington zone. 10:15 to go here in period number 1. The Capitals lead 1-0. Dylan Strome has the puck. He gets it to the blue line. Rasmus Sandin will skate it down low, takes a wrist shot, a rising wrist shot that went high, came off the glass and is picked up by Sean Monahan. He plays it in behind the Washington net. Marchenko goes to get it. Marchenko with pressure to the left point. Werenski, right side. Fabro takes a shot, and that one went off the inside of the leg of Anthony Beauvillier. And the Capitals will settle it down, and Sandin just plays it ahead, and Tom Wilson will put it right back in behind the Blue Jackets net. Once again, the Blue Jackets setting up the breakout. Jenner couldn't flip it strongly enough off the backhand to get it across the ice. Connor McMichael stole it away. Now Werenski with a nice play over on the far wall. Knocked that puck free, but he didn't get it out of the zone. Capitals, they miss on a pass. Pierre-Luc Dubois had it stolen by Sean Monahan. That's a great job by Monahan to come back and help out in that play. It was at the end of his shift. He could have changed right there by the bench, but he stayed on the ice. Now Marchenko was having words and a little pushing and shoving with one of the Capitals over near the benches. But both teams have made a change, and Washington will wrist it into the Blue Jacket zone. It is quickly cleared back out. Chasing for it is Kent Johnson. And he does get there. Does a nice job to put it off the boards to himself, but then Chychrun got a stick in on him. Johnson knocks it free, finds Fantilli, bounce it off the far wall to the left point. Jordan Harris with a shot. Blue Jackets tried to tip that and didn't get a stick on it. And that was Van Riemsdyk, of course, trying to make the play. And I say, of course, because he's always around the puck, and he's the guy that would have that mindset, that presence of mind to get the stick out there and make that play. Now it's Trevor Van Riemsdyk on the end boards, tied up by Kent Johnson and Adam Fantilli. Fantilli fires the puck around the wall and comes out to the neutral zone. Provorov could have tried to keep it in, but he made the right move by carrying it back out to the neutral zone. Matejchuk will bring it in. He immediately gets pinched off the puck by Chychrun. Goes to the far wall, and Sillinger's got it. Trying to make a pass. Kent Johnson kind of got in the way and fell down. And the Blue Jackets will get the puck again, but not until they're out in the neutral zone. Just under 8 minutes to play here in period number 1. Washington scored a minute and 10 seconds in, and that's the only goal of the game to this point. Turnover inside of the Capital zone. Olivier leaves it for Werenski. Trying to skate through some pressure. Got it back into the slot. A quick shot is taken by Voronkov and denied by Lindgren. That was a good setup by Werenski to even create that opportunity. The Jackets back at their own blue line now. Dante Fabro slides it across to Zach again. Werenski will play it in around the boards. Capitals have it. And Voronkov tried to knock it away and couldn't. Now it is lifted all the way through the neutral zone. Beauvillier had a half a stride on Werenski, and so there's no icing. Capitals trying to chase this puck down inside of the Blue Jacket zone. They've got it. Martin Fairbury sends it wide of the net. Beauvillier comes around, put it into the slot. Strome with a shot, missed. And Corrali will get it over to the far wall. Ovechkin puts the body on Danforth. Strome will put it back to the blue line. They come across near side. Fairbury got it back onto the stick of Trevor Van Riemsdyk, but the Blue Jackets knock it free from him, and they force the Capitals to reset. 6:50 to go in the first period. Capitals 1, Blue Jackets nothing. Dante Fabro with a pass ahead off the stick, or not off the stick of Zach Aston Reese. It's an icing call against the Blue Jackets. Zach was in the area, but he couldn't get a stick on that. You're listening to Blue Jackets Hockey. It's being brought to you by Grippos. Grippos, the fun food company. Face-off left wing circle. That'll be to the stick side of Jet Greaves, the Blue Jackets goaltender here today. Pierre-Luc Dubois taking the draw against Justin Danforth, and Dubois wins it back to Jacob Chychrun. Chychrun puts that puck on the forehand. It goes around behind the net. Pierre-Luc Dubois jam it out into the slot. It comes off a stick, and now the Capitals' Jacob Chychrun fans on the shot. Puck trickles to the Blue Jackets, and Zach Aston Reese will bring it up and send it softly into the Washington zone. He goes behind the net. He gets locked up with a couple of Capitals players, but the Capitals will pull it free. Now Marchenko's got it. Finds Aston Reese, slides it across. Corrali with a backhanded shot right on the doorstep, and Charlie Lindgren says no to that. Boy, that was set up so well by the Blue Jackets, and I thought they might be able to cash in on that opportunity, but unfortunately, they do not. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in period number 1. It's the Capitals 1 and the Blue Jackets nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Find out who will move on to the UEFA Champions League semifinals on Sirius XM FC. Arsenal shocked the world, dominating the defending champions 3-0 in a first-leg masterclass.
What a night for Declan Rice!
But count out Real Madrid at your own peril.
If there's any team that can pull this off, it is the most decorated European side of all time.
Real Madrid, Arsenal, Wednesday at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
March 2nd, 1993, Winnipeg hosts Quebec, where Jets forward Teemu Selanne is 3 goals off the pace of Mike Bossy's rookie record.
Teemu Selanne breaks it. He scores! Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, that goal by Teemu Selanne establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
The Finnish Flash's record-breaking goal came in his 64th NHL game, and he would finish his rookie season with an overall 76 goals.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments. NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000, well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an assist in his first shift back. Lemieux scores! It is back!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
6:10 left in the first period in D.C., and the Capitals lead the Blue Jackets 1-0. Right now it's time to play CBJ Radio Trivia. You can respond to @CBJ Radio on X to win 2 tickets to the Blue Jackets Islanders game coming up on Thursday. I'll be announcing the winner during the post-game show. Adam Fantilli's 27 goals are the second most by a Blue Jacket in the second season of their career. Which Blue Jacket scored the most goals in the second year of his career? Get that name and send it to @CBJ Radio on X. Here's Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets are setting up for a face-off in the right wing circle of the Capitals end. Sean Monahan will take the draw here. They will be opposed by Pierre-Luc Dubois. Monahan gets it back to Provorov. Drops it for Werenski. Zach toward the high slot, tries to flip it on the left wing side. Provorov has to take it off the end boards, comes behind the net. Passes toward Marchenko, and he brings it out to the blue line. Skates it around. Somebody's lost a glove, and that is Matt Roy of the Capitals. Back to Werenski, and the puck is shot toward the net and blocked. Marchenko now takes a hit on the near corner. Puck is bouncing around to Boone Jenner. It's in the left wing circle. Give to Werenski. Draws a crowd of 2. Spins away from that. Gets it over to Provorov with a one-timer. It hits somebody on its way there. Bounces down to Monahan in the near corner. Monahan will get it back around to Provorov. Good job by the Blue Jackets here. Hemming in the Washington Capitals. Werenski with a shot. And he scores! Zach Werenski picked his spot and hit the target. And the Blue Jackets have tied this game at 1 goal apiece. The Zach attack is on. That is 2 goals in 2 days for Zach Werenski, and that's his 22nd of the year. Great lead by Provorov. And then Werenski sees all the traffic in front. Sean Monahan did a great job of taking away the eyes of Charlie Lindgren. And Zach's shot just finds its way through. 5:24 is what's left in the period here. So the Blue Jackets have evened it And now the Capitals put the puck, well, they try to put it into the Blue Jacket zone, but it goes off a stick. It goes out of play. Faceoff's going to be just in front of the Capitals bench. Zach Werenski broke his own record for most goals in the season by a Blue Jackets defenseman. He set that record the 2019-2020 season with 20. Now he's got 22. He broke the record yesterday, his own personal record yesterday. Adds to it here today. I guess it's fitting in a game where Alex Ovechkin adds to his all-time goal-scoring record. Zach Werenski adds to his personal record as the Capitals chip it in. Puck comes off the inboards to the side of the net. Jet Greaves wants to cover it right there and just get a breather here. And that's exactly what will happen. 4:57 is what's left in period number one. Blue Jackets won and the Capitals won on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Grippo's is the original fun food company for over 100 years. Whether you're watching the Blue Jackets at home or cheering them on at Nationwide Arena, grab a bag of Grippo's potato chips. Third, fourth, and fifth generations of the Grippo family are committed to making the freshest, highest quality potato chips and snack foods that we can eat. Cheer on your Columbus Blue Jackets with the official potato chip partner, Grippo's.
Blue Jackets fans, when it comes to power and reliability, Chevy trucks are always at full strength. Led by Silverado, built for the grind with durable engines and advanced capability to help you keep the toughest jobs in check. There's Colorado, versatile and performance ready, thanks to its aggressive off-road design and engineering excellence. When it's time to face off against a formidable challenge, get yourself a Chevy truck. See your Central Ohio Chevy dealers today. Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Worthington Steel has been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. As a value-added steel processor, we enhance the products you use every day. Whether it's cars on the road, combines harvesting food, or transformers and generators providing electricity, Worthington Steel is there, and we are driving steel forward. Learn more about our innovative steel solutions at worthingtonsteel.com. That's worthingtonsteel.com.
4:57 to play in the first period in D.C., and Zach Werenski has just tied the game at 1-1 with his 22nd goal of the season. Two other games on the nationwide NHL scoreboard. In Raleigh, the Maple Leafs are beating the Hurricanes 2-0. Then late in the first period in Tampa, it's a 0-0 tie between the Lightning and the Sabres. Back to D.C. with Bob McElligott.
Face off in the Blue Jacket zone. Ovechkin's on the ice as Dylan Strome takes the face off, tries to get it to him. Blue Jackets get a stick in there and knock that one free. Played around to the left wing boards. Jacob Chikrin stepped into by Matthew Olivier. Cole Sillinger now gets the puck, puts it on his stick, clears it across the ice, and hands it off to Dante Fabro, who dumps it in and then avoids a check. He went spinning away from Dylan McElrath. McElrath with the puck inside of his own zone. Blue Jackets put pressure on. Now they steal it. Sillinger's got it in the right wing corner. Trying to bring it up the near wall. Hands it off to Werenski, who goes down to the corner. Backhands it toward the front of the net. It hits the side of the net and winds up behind it. And McElrath will pull it off the net and flip it right out to the neutral zone. That one bounces perfectly to the Capitals. They've got a 2-on-1. Strome, he comes in, he shoots, and that got blocked by Dante Fabro. He went down to the ice and stayed there and was able to make that block. 4:05 to go here in the first period, a 1-1 game. Werenski's got the puck in his own zone. He started to skate it, then he put the brakes on. And that's a good idea because his team needs a change, and they'll get it. Fabro now hands it back to Werenski behind the net. Zach Aston Reese taking off up the left wing side. Werenski gives it to him, and Aston Reese will dump it into the Capital zone. Danforth goes chasing. Puck behind the net and over to the far wall. Aston Reese trying to get it settled down. Couldn't. Corrali got tripped up. And the puck is cleared out to center ice by the Capitals, and they'll just dump it from the red line. Good hustle by Martin Fairbury to get there before the Blue Jackets did. Now Ivan Provorov from his own zone will send it to Justin Danforth. He's trying to get to the red line, which he does. Dumped it in. It came off the body and back to Corrali, who fires it to Charlie Lindgren. And he makes the save, and then Corrali was chasing for the rebound, slammed the brakes on, and a little spray there on Charlie Lindgren, which the Capitals didn't like, but face-off will be placed in the right wing circle with 3:20 to go. here in period number 1. Alex Ovechkin has scored for the Capitals. Zach Werenski has scored for the Blue Jackets here today. 1-1 game. Sean Monahan is back out to take the draw against Pierre-Luc Dubois. This is the matchup that the Capitals want against Monahan, and Dubois initially wins it, but the puck at the blue line kept in by the Blue Jackets, now knocked down by Connor McMichael and cleared out to the neutral zone. He's got it, rushes it in. Good job by Werenski then to strip him of the puck. Zach kind of was trying to take it away from him initially and then gave it back, so he just took back what he felt was his. Now here he comes up the ice on the left wing side. The puck bounces off his stick. Capitals will get it, go behind the net and find Rasmus Sandin. Over to Tom Wilson, now back to Dubois. Up the ice on the left wing side, finds a trailer, and here's a shot. Jet Greaves with a save. There's a rebound, but the Blue Jackets clear it to the far wall. Jenner gets knocked down. Capitals try to feed it to the high slot to Wilson. It gets knocked away off a stick. Sandin now with a shot, save made, another rebound, but again the Blue Jackets are there to clear it away from Greaves. Puck is sent by Werenski up the right wing side to Jenner, and he will just steer it into the Capitals zone, and the Blue Jackets will go for a line change. 2:25 to go here in the first period. Blue Jackets and Capitals all tied at 1 goal apiece. Now it's Washington. Taylor Radish stripped of the puck in the neutral zone by James Van Riemsdyk. He'll flip it to the left wing boards. Nobody else there, though. So Radish goes back and picks it up, plays it up the right wing side, and the Capitals will send it into the Blue Jacket zone. Kent Johnson goes to get it. Clears it off the glass and out. Looking for it is Van Riemsdyk. He's got it. Left wing circle with a shot save made by Lindgren. Rebound gathered in by the Capitals, and they'll get it back out to center red. Well, Van Riemsdyk had a goal yesterday. He was looking to set one up again today. Now it's going to be Adam Fantilli. Little head fake, gets to the red line, comes into the Capitals zone, holding, dish it left side. Kent Johnson takes the shot, and Lindgren makes a save, and he covers up with 1:39 left to go in the period. So a good shift by that line right there. Fantilli, Johnson, and Van Riemsdyk. And they had some chances. They just had 2 chances on that shift. Charlie Lindgren stops them both. It's a good shift for those guys. And now Olivier, Voronkov, and Sillinger will come back over the boards. Again, just 1:39 left here in the opening period. Blue Jackets trying to snap this 1-1 tie before the end of period number 1. Face-off in the left wing circle, and Sillinger will take the face-off against Dylan Strome. Strome wins it to the far wall. It's going to be lifted out by McElrath and dropped into the Blue Jackets' end. Ivan Provorov is there to settle it. And Provorov, right wing pass off the stick of Matthew Olivier. Martin Feyerberry got position, got it back to McElrath. He and Olivier tied up on the end boards. Voronkov's in there too. Capitals wind up with the puck, and Anthony Beauvillier will send it to Alex Ovechkin. Knocked off his stick by Ivan Provorov. And Provorov now inside of his own end. Launches it up the left wing side. Goes off the body of Voronkov and in on Charlie Lindgren. And he'll just leave it for Feyerberry. Here comes Washington. Dylan Strome up the ice. He's got a man on the right side, but he drops to Ovechkin, who tries to pass it on the right to Mangiapane. And the Blue Jackets break that up. Voronkov will scoop this puck back through the neutral zone. He drops it in the Washington end. Make sure there's no icing call. Under a minute to go here in period number 1. Game is tied at 1 goal apiece. Dante Fabro had no idea that puck was right by his stick. Now he figured it out, and he cleared it outside the blue line. The Capitals quickly dump it right back in. And Fabro gets to it, trying to leave it for Matejchuk. Takes a hit, but Danforth comes over to help out. Steals the puck for the Blue Jackets. Crosses his own blue line. Takes a hit in the neutral zone from Ryan Leonard. And lost control of the puck. 23 seconds left in the period. Capitals steer it back into the Blue Jacket zone. Racing is Dante Fabro, and that puck was redirected in from behind the red line. So it is an icing call against Washington. One of the Blue Jackets right in front of their own bench, winding up with no helmet on, and that's Zach Aston Reese talking to the referee as he was going by. About a hit over there near the boards in front of the bench. The faceoff is going to be brought back. Well, it's Ryan Leonard. He tied him up and then he ripped his helmet off. And this kid's pretty brazen just coming in from Boston College. Yesterday he almost got knocked out, and then he got beat in a fight. But today, he steps right back up. So I guess you give him credit for that. He's going to get more than credit if that keeps up, though. I'll tell you that right now. Face-off controlled by the Capitals. They use the glass to get it out to the neutral zone. Provorov back inside of his own end. 8 seconds left in the period. Provorov crossing the red line. Now wrists it into the Washington end. And the Capitals will settle it down. The Blue Jackets are not going to get a chance before the horn sounds, and that will end period number 1. Well, Alex Ovechkin wasted no time in getting career goal number 896 here today. He scored it just 1 minute and 10 seconds into the first period. That's also his 43rd goal of the year. But Zach Werenski was able to answer at the 14:36 mark with his 22nd of the season. Zach Werenski's goal presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. So that's where we are. The Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals are all tied at 1 goal apiece after 20 minutes of play here in Washington, D.C. That Werenski goal assisted by Ivan Provorov and Sean Monahan. Monahan got it to Provorov, and then he went to the front of the net and was able to provide that good screen for Werenski, who got it by Charlie Lindgren to get the game all tied at 1 goal apiece. And Sean Monahan's joining me from outside the dressing room right now. Sean, can you set up that goal for me on how that whole thing went down there with you giving the puck off to Provorov and then setting the screen?
Yeah, no, a lot was going on. We were moving the puck well, getting pucks back, and we were around the net. So it was a great shot by Z to get it through, and obviously a big goal for our team.
The way this game starts with Ovechkin scoring just 1 minute and 10 seconds in, it brings this whole place to life. But I thought you guys did a really good job of just staying with your game, settling it back down, and then waiting for your chance, right?
Yeah, no, we have to. Obviously, crowd gets up for goals like that from him, so I think we have to rebound and get back to our game right away.
How much do you like what you just did there in the first period as a team?
Yeah, no, it was good. I think Ollie stepped up big for us there, got us going, got us into it, and got on the board, tied it up, and we got to get back to work here in the second.
I know you guys have to win. It's another must-win game for you. When we got here last night, did you watch any of the Montreal-Toronto game?
Yeah, I did. Went to dinner with a few of the guys, and we were keeping tabs on it. So, obviously, we know the situation we're in, and, we got to win a hockey game.
Sean, thank you very much. Good luck the rest of the way here today.
Thank you.
Sean Monahan of the Blue Jackets. He and his teammates are tied with the Capitals at 1 after 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 4.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped TRD Sport for $369 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities, rich history, and an abundance of attractions for all seasons. It is home to Cedar Point, Kalahari Resort, and the Lake Erie Islands. This year-round destination invites you to discover waterfront eateries, unique boutique shopping, abundant natural areas, breathtaking views, and cozy places to stay. Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. ShoresandIslands.com.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
Elk & Elk is committed to helping everyone, including those who protect us. That's why we're proud to be the presenting partner of Military Salutes. We celebrate our nation's military members and thank them for their service. Elk & Elk, official partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Welcome to the Intermission Report. Here is Dylan Tyre with a recap of the first period.
20 minutes are in the books in D.C., and it's a 1-1 tie between the Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals. Zach Werenski is the goal scorer for the Blue Jackets. That came at 14:36 after Alex Ovechkin started the first period with his 43rd goal of the season. So nice bounce back by the Blue Jackets, and they're all square headed to period number 2. Right now I'm joined by Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's in D.C. And Jeff, what'd you think of the opening 20 played by the CBJ?
It felt to me like they were a little bit nervous at the start, and you get that goal from Alex Ovechkin early, and it's like, oh boy, that's not the start you want, because we've seen the Jackets are a much better team this year playing from ahead, but they settled things down. I thought, especially the top line, but really all the lines were able to put together some good forechecking shifts, get themselves into the game, and then you get that goal from Zach Werenski at the end of a really good shift, and it's 1-1. Shots on goal were 10-7 Jackets. I thought they had some decent looks and got better as that period went on.
What did the fight do for the Blue Jackets in terms of calming things down?
That's a great point by you, Dylan, and honestly, it may have had a pretty big factor because, obviously the momentum created by an Alex Ovechkin goal here in Washington is pretty big. He's only scored 896 of those, so people here are pretty used to that. And so suddenly, that's exactly the start you didn't want if you're the Blue Jackets. But for them to have that fight right after, and for Matthew Olivier to do what Matthew Olivier does and go out there and set the tone, I think, I probably won that fight. It was a really good fight, but as usual, Olivier probably gets the win in that one, and I think it did settle things down. I think it kind of did get the Jackets in the game. You saw both benches, pounding the boards with their sticks. I think both benches were pretty proud of their guys, but for the Jackets, Dean Evason has talked recently about playing like you belong, playing with some swagger, and I think when Matthew Olivier goes out there and does what he does, it gives the Jackets some swagger, and they were able to build off of that.
You talk about playing with swagger. Zach Werenski's done it all season long. He picks up his 22nd goal of the season late there in the first period. A huge one for the Blue Jackets to knot things up. What do you want to see he and the Blue Jackets do in this second period to hopefully grab a lead?
Yeah, I'd like to see the Jackets just keep doing what they were doing. As that period went on, especially, as I said, I felt like they really got into the game. I felt like the forecheck was working. They were doing a pretty good job of preventing chances. The Caps are still dangerous. Jet Graves with a couple big saves down the stretch there. But really, the last 15 minutes or so of that period, I thought they were pretty defensively sound and pretty calm on the puck. And so if you're able to do that, get the puck deep, try to keep that forecheck going, make the Caps come 200 feet. We know the goal scorers they have, starting with number 8. But if you look at their lineup, they're really deep on the scoring side of things. So if the Jackets, make them earn their ice and not let them set up shop in the offensive zone, because that's especially where Ovechkin is so dangerous. Just to keep doing a lot of what they were doing and keep playing with that belief that I think has been a big deal as the Jackets have won the last 3 games in a row and kept the playoff chances alive coming into this one.
Must-win hockey game for the Blue Jackets. They're right in it after a period. Jeff, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you taking the time.
Anytime, Dylan.
All right, that's Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda joining me from Capital One Arena. You can find all of his work covering the Blue Jackets on BlueJackets.com. Also, toss him a follow on X for the latest on the Blue Jackets at Jackets Insider. 20 minutes are done in D.C. Both number 8s have scored in this game. Alex Ovechkin for the Caps, Zach Werenski for the Blue Jackets. It's a 1-1 tie. When we come back, we'll go over some numbers from that first period on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge is back.
Oh, yeah, baby!
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs.
Shoots and scores!
Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2025-26 NHL event. Sign up today for a chance to win exclusive prizes at NHL.com/bracket.
It all started with a simple cheese coney in 1949. Safe to say, we all fell in love with Skyline chili. Before long, Skylines were popping up all over the place. Now, everywhere you go, Skyline is there too. And who says you can't take it with you? You can even have it shipped from Amazon to Amazon, Montana, or anywhere else in the U.S. Thanks to Skyline lovers everywhere for 75 delicious years.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then, a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Good start for the Blue Jackets tonight in D.C. After a period, it is a 1-1 tie. Remember, a must-win game for the Blue Jackets. They've got to beat the Capitals to keep their playoff hopes alive. I think they got to like their opening 20 minutes. Alex Ovechkin started the scoring with his 43rd goal of the season, a minute and 10 seconds in. But after that, the Blue Jackets settled things down. It was Matthew Olivier dropping the gloves with Dylan McIlrath. That was right off the face-off following the Ovechkin goal. I think that settled the Blue Jackets down. Zach Werenski's the guy that got him on the scoreboard at 14:36. This is his 22nd goal of the season.
Puck is bouncing around to Boone Jenner. It's in the left wing circle. Give to Werenski. Draws a crowd of two. Spins away from that. Gets it over to Provorov with a one-timer. It hits somebody on its way there. Bounces down to Monahan in the near corner. Monahan will get it back around to Provorov. Good job by the Blue Jackets here. Hemming in the Washington Capitals. Werenski with a shot. And he scores! Zach Werenski picked his spot and hit the target. And the Blue Jackets have tied this game at 1 goal apiece. The Zach attack is on.
22nd of the year for Zach Werenski. That is the most in a single season by a Blue Jackets defenseman. Franchise record there for Zach Werenski. Ivan Provorov and Sean Monahan had the assists. So, a 1-1 tie after a period. The Blue Jackets outshot the Caps 10-7 there in the opening 20. Those shot totals are a puck and player tracking stat brought to you by BBI Logistics. Right now, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Everything is better on ice.
Goes his way in. Provorov cuts in and scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Again, after one period at Capital One Arena, it's the Blue Jackets 1 and the Capitals 1. When we come back, we'll look at some other scores around the league on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper. I am so excited for you guys to hear Unwell on Air, your one-stop destination for all things trending, curated by me. All of your favorite content from the Unwell Network, plus exclusive new live shows that keep you in the know. We're breaking down the latest in pop culture and opening up the phone lines because I want you to join the conversation. Oh my God, let's go. Unwell on Air, exclusively on the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky passes his hero Gordie Howe for most goals scored.
Gretzky scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky. Los Angeles goal, a power play goal, and the 802nd National Hockey League goal scored by number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
301 days since the hit on Chris Draper.
The Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings, March 26, 1997, brawl in Hockeytown.
Now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help. Patrick Roy. Oh my goodness. Vernon and Roy. They are on their feet here at Joe Louis Arena.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 2008, at the home of the NFL's Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Buffalo Sabres are set to play despite the snow that's been falling all morning, and more than 73,000 are here to witness it. In the game they're calling the Winter Classic.
Penguins win! Snow flying in their faces as they celebrate.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The first intermission report continues with a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
1-1 tie after one between the Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals this evening at Capital One Arena. Alex Ovechkin started the scoring with his 43rd of the season, a minute and 10 seconds in. Then at 14:36, Zach Werenski tied things up, his 22nd goal of the season. That is a new single-season record for goals by a defenseman in Blue Jackets franchise history. Zach breaking his own record that he set yesterday of 21 goals. So a good start for he and the Blue Jackets, and it is a 1-1 tie. Other action around the league will start off in Raleigh, where early on in the third period, the Toronto Maple Leafs are shutting out the Hurricanes 3-0. Then at Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, the Sabres have a 2-1 advantage over the Lightning. With the Blue Jackets and the Capitals knotted at a goal apiece, let's take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are still underdogs to win this game outright on the money line at plus 120. They're minus 230 to cover a 1.5 goal puck line, and the live over-under sits at 6.5 goals. Good start for the Blue Jackets tonight. Now they're just looking for their first lead of the game. Again, after one period at Capital One Arena, it's the Blue Jackets 1 and the Capitals 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
An accident happens in a split second. The aftermath can affect the lives of every loved one involved. Elk & Elk knows this, and it's why we're there for every client, every day. Call Elk & Elk at 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Jackets fans, here's to game days. Here's to Leo and the national anthem. Here's to the fifth line and the best fans in hockey. Here's to the toe drags and the wicked wristers, the shootouts and the shutouts, the loud, the proud, and everything that makes a Jackets game.
Doesn't get any better than this!
A Jackets game. Experience it all for yourself. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit BlueJackets.com/PowerPlayChallenge.
Public ice skating is back at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Get out of the house and do something fun with family and friends this weekend. Join us for public ice skating every Saturday and Sunday afternoon at one of our 3 great locations in Dublin, Easton, and Lewis Center. Suitable for ages 4 and up. Family and group rates available. Visit thechiller.com for exact times and pricing. Escape to the ice at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks, the coolest place in town for family fun.
The Blue Jackets are set to hit the ice for the second period. Here's Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals in a 1-1 tie after one period of play here at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. The Blue Jackets outshot the Capitals in that first period 10-7. They also had the only power play. They didn't score on that power play, but they are in a good spot here after the first 20 minutes of play. Alex Ovechkin scoring for the Capitals, Zach Werenski scoring for the Blue Jackets, and that's where we stand as we get set for period number 2. The second period is presented by Fiesel Roofing, and in this second period, the Blue Jackets will be skating from right to left. So the Blue Jackets able to settle things down, as I talked with Sean Monahan about right after the end of the first period. Alex Ovechkin gets the building going just a minute and 10 seconds in, but the Blue Jackets settled things down from there. And they're doing a nice job so far of limiting chances for the Washington Capitals. Now, I will say this. Jet Greaves gave up a couple of rebounds, and it looked like yesterday his puck control was great. Yesterday, everything was great. Again, that was yesterday. I mean, you know they're going to pepper him with shots. They get a second opportunity at him today, and he's given up a couple of rebounds. But what the key has been is that his teammates are right there to clear those pucks away from the front of the net. And that's got to be something that continues throughout the rest of the evening here between the Blue Jackets and the Capitals. The Blue Jackets have got to take care of that area in front of the net. Don't let the Capitals get to those loose pucks. And like I said, in the first period, they were good about making sure that didn't happen. Sean Monahan is going to take the face-off against Pierre-Luc Dubois to get things going here in the second period. Referee Dan O'Rourke ready to drop the puck to get things started here. Puts it down and Monahan wins it. Zach Werenski sends the puck on the left wing side off the stick of Boone Jenner. And now it gets picked up by Kirill Marchenko. And Marchenko couldn't connect on a pass up the right wing side. Pass was intended for Monahan. It's going to be an icing call. Matt Roy lost his helmet in a battle for the puck, so he was in a position where he had to either pick that helmet back up and put it on or go to the bench. And he was in the midst of doing all that. I think that's why Marchenko rushed that pass, knowing he had an opportunity to catch the Capitals a man down there. But when the pass doesn't connect, then you get this, an icing call. Capitals win the faceoff, and they try to get the puck on the right wing side. That was Roy that was engaging from the blue line. But the Blue Jackets intercept that pass, and they chip it out to the neutral zone. Washington puts it right back in, and Dante Fabro takes care of business and clears it back through the neutral zone. They wave off icing. There's a good reason for that, because the puck went by both defensemen, and they turned away from it. Rasmus Sandin turned away from the puck, and it was ruled that had he not done that, he could have played it. Here's Kirill Marchenko now into the Washington zone. Pulled up, tried to take a shot, and that got blocked. Boone Jenner puts it around to the right wing boards to Provorov. Now tipped behind the net. Marchenko comes out with it, tried to play it off the backhand of Sillinger. And that was broken up by the Capitals. Anthony Beauvillier brings it into the Blue Jacket zone. It's immediately stripped off his stick by Ivan Provorov. Det Matejchuk launches it up the ice, and there's Voronkov with a big shot from the right wing side, but Charlie Lindgren makes a save and turns it away. Provorov slows things down, forcing the Capitals to have to tag up. Beauvillier takes a shot that misses the net. Provorov gets it back, and he will just send a bouncing puck out to the center ice area. Capitals will settle things down. Dylan McElrath back inside of his own zone, plays it toward the side of the net. Olivier will go back and take it. And Olivier wrists it around to the left wing boards. Nobody there, though, because Voronkov had been tied up in front of the net. And that will give Capitals defenseman Martin Fairbury a chance to skate it up the right wing boards and bring it all the way up to the red line. He gets taken out of the play there by Adam Fantilli. And now the puck winds up getting deflected off the stick of Alex Ovechkin and up into the crowd. So we'll get a neutral zone face-off here. 18:04 to play in the second period. Capitals winning the bulk of the face-offs. They're winning 67% of the face-offs right now. Blue Jackets have to get that number more to even. And they lose this one. Washington sends it into the Blue Jackets' hand. Jordan Harris settling that puck on the backhand, puts it on the forehand to the far wall. Kent Johnson tied up by Andrew Mangiapane. As the puck comes off the wall, it goes right to Eric Branson, who gets it up the ice into James Van Riemsdyk. Puts it across the ice to the right wing corner, and Kent Johnson tried to bat it around behind the net. There's a whistle here, and there's a penalty.
Washington penalty number 22, 2 interference.
So there it is. The Washington Capitals, Brandon Duhaime is going to the penalty box for interference. And that was as the Blue Jackets were leaving the zone. He interfered. He doesn't agree with the call, but he is in the box, and another AEP power play chance here for the Blue Jackets. Last power play, they did a good job of keeping the puck in the zone, just couldn't score. They do win the faceoff, the Blue Jackets do. Here's Werenski, gives to Marchenko, who fires a shot that Lindgren makes a save on. And the Capitals clear it out beyond the blue line. It's a good hard shot, and it came right off the chest of Charlie Lindgren. Werenski's back at his own blue line, hands it off to Marchenko. He'll toss it back to Kent Johnson. Johnson finds his way in over the blue line. Gets it back to Werenski. Got some pressure. Back to Johnson on the left wing boards. He'll get it back to Zach, who goes right side now. They come back to him in the middle. Hand to Kent Johnson. Johnson dish it off the backhand. Werenski with a one-time shot caught by Lindgren. Well, they love getting Zach that puck in the middle of the ice to shoot it. And you look at the goal that he got earlier here. It's that goal. It's a shot from the point with traffic. Trying to get the traffic there right now. Nick Dowd will take the face-off against Sean Monahan. Monahan pulls that one straight back, and it goes right by everybody into the Blue Jacket zone. So Werenski will take it from Jet Greaves. And 1 minute and 14 seconds are left in this power play chance as Werenski brings it up the ice. Leave it at his own blue line for Kent Johnson. Johnson cuts to the right, enters the Capital zone, and now Washington trying to knock it away from Sean Monahan. Monahan did a good job of just tying his man up there because If that puck gets away and they carry it back the other direction, they might be on a shorthanded breakaway. So Monahan did a really nice job. He's got the puck in the right wing boards now. Gives it to Jenner going behind the net. Lays it out for Marchenko. Now to Kent Johnson. Back to Marchenko on the half-wall left wing side. Marchenko holding the puck. Glides out toward the blue line. Bottom of the left wing circle. And Jenner got it across through the crease. But it got tipped on its way and it slowed it down. And Werenski couldn't get a shot away. Back to Marchenko. He goes across the ice again. And this one comes off the wall. And the Capitals will bring it up 2 men strong. You've got Werenski and Monahan's now back into the play. They get it to the middle, and there's a shot, and a save is made by Jet Greaves. Oh, my goodness. Greaves just takes away a great shorthanded chance by the Washington Capitals as Connor McMichael got it to Lars Eller, and Eller thought he had it, but he thought wrong. It's a great catch by Greaves. So the faceoff's in the Blue Jacket zone. Only 16 seconds left in the power play. And right off the draw, the Capitals take a shot. And again, Greaves gloves it. He'll drop it down to the ice. Got it to Fantilli. Now back to Sillinger. And they didn't have a good pass to get it out of the zone. And now it's Provorov that brings it up into the Washington end. Tries to get it ahead. And they don't get it ahead. Now here comes Duhaime out of the penalty box. And the Caps get him the puck. And they'll force it down along the end boards. Nicked out. Then gives it away to Cole Sillinger. Sillinger skates with it, looks left side to Adam Fantilli. Fantilli brings it in. Sent that puck down to the corner. And the Capitals have it. They turn it over in the slot. There's a shot and a score! Adam Fantilli got a gift wrap for him, and he beats Charlie Lindgren. And the Blue Jackets take their first lead of the game. It's a 2-1 game. If there's a guy you might not want to leave the puck for, I would say it's Adam Fantilli, because he had 2 yesterday, and he just picked up where he left off. Just a great job of getting this puck and shooting it glove side on Lindgren. And the Blue Jackets are on the board 4 minutes and 39 seconds into this second period. And for Adam Fantilli, that's goal number 28 on the year. And that should be an unassisted goal. So now the Capitals are down in this game for the first time. And they've got the puck in their own zone. Ovechkin's out there right now, and he's got the puck on the left wing side. Leaves it for Mangiapane in the neutral zone. Play it back to McElrath. Goes across the ice, and it's just going to be dumped into the Blue Jacket zone. Jet Greaves stops it behind the net. Hands it to Jordan Harris. Off the backhand, gets it near side. Zach Aston Reese couldn't get it out of the zone. Capitals still have it, and they get it down low, and it's put toward the side of the net. And being denied is Pierre-Luc Dubois. Another good save by Jet Greaves. Jacob Chychrun tries to get it back into the slot area. Alex Ovechkin on the near wall. Trying to jam it to Mangiapane, which he does. Mangiapane across the ice, and then Chychrun fanned on a shot. Get it back to Mangiapane with a shot save made by Greaves. He knocks it away. Ovechkin gets knocked down. Puck to the blue line. Chychrun, huge shot. That gets blocked by Zach Aston Reese. But the Capitals still have it. They're bringing a lot of pressure right now. And they get it to the slot. The shot misses the net. And the rebound comes off the wall. And Greaves pins it to the side of the goal. Now there's pushing and shoving behind the net. And Dubois is involved with Jordan Harris. Those two are the two that got together yesterday when Dubois hit Harris. And Harris got a chance to return the favor a little bit right there. But boy, the Capitals had a number of opportunities. A number of good opportunities, as a matter of fact. But they're still down 2-1. No penalties coming out of that scrum after the play. Faceoff will be moved back to the neutral zone. Oh, that's a plus. Thrilled that the Capitals started all of that, so bring the faceoff back out to the neutral zone. Sean Monahan against Dylan Strome. Monahan wins it. Fabro in front of his own net. Boy, he's got pressure on him from Anthony Beauvillier, but he shakes him. Skates away from the pressure and outlets it up the left side for Monahan. He'll tuck it into the Capital zone. There's a shot by Jenner right off the blocker of Lindgren. Back to the blue line. Fabro with a shot tipped in front by Jenner. And again, Lindgren gets enough of it to keep it out of the net. Now, this is a good response here by this line for the Blue Jackets as the puck is put in the air off the stick and it winds up out of play. 13 minutes and 40 seconds is what's left in period number 2. It's the Blue Jackets 2 and the Capitals 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
Everyone has that one goal. That thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Ow! Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It is time to purchase your ticket plan for the 2025-26 season. You can choose the games and the seats that you want. There are flexible payment plans that you can take advantage of. You get bonus tickets for friends and family and more. You want to find out about all of it? Your perfect plan exists. Find it at bluejackets.com/ticket plans. 2-1, the Blue Jackets are leading here in Washington. Faceoff is inside of the Capital zone. Dmitry Voronkov is in to take the draw against Nick Dowd. Left wing circle, glove side of Charlie Lindgren. Capitals wind up getting the puck. They send it around the boards behind the net and over to the left wing side. Laid ahead for Ryan Leonard. Leonard has it knocked off his stick. And back out to center red. Capitals will grab it again there. Dump it in. Goes behind the net. Greaves slows it down. And it is picked up. Dante Fabro gives to Cole Sillinger. Outlets it up the right wing side for Dmitry Voronkov. And he'll backhand it in behind the Washington net. Matthew Olivier hits his man. Puck comes over to Sillinger. Gets it out to Werenski with a shot. That's blocked. Picked up by Dent Matejchuk. Hands it back to Werenski. Looking right side. Sillinger with a one-timer. And Lindgren's all over that one. Collapses on it. Holds on for the faceoff. That faceoff will be in the right wing circle. 13:04 left to play here in the second period. It's good puck movement again by the Blue Jackets. Just trying to zip it around and find the best attack avenue on Charlie Lindgren. Adam Fantilli is back out now to take the draw. Fantilli just 2 goals away from 30 on the year. What a great second season for Adam Fantilli. Washington will win the draw. They get the puck to the neutral zone, try to pass it across the ice, and there's Fantilli on the back check. That's something that he really does well. Dean Evanson talks about that all the time, about the defensive play of Adam Fantilli. Here's a shot by Matejchuk. Save was made. The rebound just skipped by Fantilli's stick. Boy, I'll tell you, Washington's lucky right there. If he winds up with that puck on his stick again, he probably gets his second of the day. Out is Provorov, holding at the right point, sends it behind the net. Chychrun takes Kent Johnson off the puck. Tom Wilson leaves it for Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and the Capitals will clear it outside the blue line. Johnson gets it. He'll play it back into his own end to Ivan Provorov. He'll gain the red line. Wrist it in, off the glass, around behind the net. Now back behind the net, and going in is Fantilli. Knocks it free. Play it over to the far wall. Tom Wilson is there, and he's got a man fly in the zone. And he cannot get that pass to him. Blue Jackets take it and send it back the other way. Fantilli, first guy there. Gets it over to Justin Danforth, trying to shrug off a check from Anthony Beauvillier. Capitals do take the puck. Trevor Van Riemsdyk has it. He'll just softly play it ahead from behind the red line. Jordan Harris into his own zone. Nice job to put it calmly on the backhand and get it to Eric Goodbranson. Goodbranson up the right wing side for Danforth. Back into the Washington end. And he will send it behind the net. It comes out the other side, and the Blue Jackets, Zach Aston-Reese puts a hit on Anthony Beauvillier. Sean Corrali takes the puck. He got it to Danforth. He gets knocked down along the end boards, and Washington will take it back. And they outlet it up the left wing side. Dylan Strome will send it into the Blue Jackets' end. And Jordan Harris will go and pick it up behind the net. Harris to the right wing side. Goodbranson. Long pass through the neutral zone off the stick of Danforth. That's all he's trying to do. If he catches it, it's a bonus, but he's got to make sure there's no icing. And now he battles Ovechkin as the Blue Jackets try to steal it away inside of the Washington end. It's jammed ahead by Werenski. Now Corrali's got it. Sean Corrali cannot slide it ahead. Capitals are taking up all the room here. Now Marchenko gets it. His shot is blocked. And the Capitals will fire this puck to the neutral zone right into the body of Dante Fabro. He'll put it off the near wall to Jenner. Drop it off to Marchenko, and he tried to feed it down low, and it didn't get there. And now Washington will come back 2-on-2. Up the right wing side, Lars Eller, he's got a trailer, and he gets it across. There's a shot save made, rebound, and that's bouncing in front. And the Blue Jackets find it, cannot clear. It's kept in at the blue line. Fairvary with a shot, caught by Jet Graves, and he holds on for the faceoff with 10:25 to go here in the second period. Well, both teams creating opportunities for themselves, and the Blue Jackets, I thought they really had one when Marchenko's pass, though, didn't get through, and then Lars Eller comes up the ice, and he gets it over to Ovechkin, who can't get it through on the first try, and then that second try, of course, glove side to Jet Greaves. Good luck to you on that. He is so strong on that side. Sean Monahan will come out and take the face-off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois switching the defenseman. Has Fairbury moved over to the right side. McElrath gets the puck, takes a shot, and he missed the net. They leave it on the right side for Tom Wilson. His shot is blocked. Cleared to the blue line, not out. And now Marchenko blocks a pass, and he does get it ahead to Jenner. Leave it now to Monahan. Brings it in, comes across the ice looking for Jenner, and he couldn't catch it. Matejchuk pinching up the wall, tries to get it deep, couldn't. Matejchuk gets it back. Sends it to the left wing corner. The Capitals knock it free. Coming over is Marchenko trying to steal it back from Dubois. He and Monahan get there. And then Monahan wanted to play it around the glass. It hit one of the supports, and it went over the glass into the netting. So there's 9:52 left to play here in the second period. The Blue Jackets hold a 2-1 lead over the Washington Capitals on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
As a sports fan, I just want the games. Right now, it's practically a full-time job to figure out which bundle I need. But with the SiriusXM app, it's done the bundling for me.
It is gone, a grand slam!
I don't have to go anywhere else to get every MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL game. When there's a college game on, I just search for the school on the SiriusXM app.
Holy smokes, what a play!
With the all-access plan on the SiriusXM app, I've got the sports world in the palm of my hand.
To the end zone, touchdown!
No bundle required.
Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers win 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blue Shirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
Malik has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the legs! Oh, Malik went between his legs!
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. NHL Morning Skate.
December 15th, Vancouver Canucks were in the playoffs. And this is when they had that big controversy going on. So they had to do something about it. And they did do something about it. Well, now they're not in the playoffs. You know what? They're not even really close anymore. This is the most absurd season falling apart. The most disappointing team this season of the 32 are the Vancouver Canucks.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stiller. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Blue Jackets will be back at home on Thursday night when they take on the New York Islanders in a game presented by Advanced Drainage Systems. The first 5,000 fans will receive the official Blue Jackets team poster for this season. Make sure you get your tickets by going to BlueJackets.com. 2-1 lead for the Blue Jackets. Zach Werenski, his 22nd goal of the year. Adam Fantilli, his 28th goal of the year. Those goals presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. Faceoff is inside of the Washington zone. Taking the draw is Cole Sillinger. He loses it, and the Washington Capitals have the puck behind their own net. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets it out to the neutral zone. Denton Matejchuk got to the puck, and then he took a shove into the boards. Lost control of it. Washington's got it back, and they will get it into the Blue Jacket zone. Goes behind the net. Jet Greaves is there. Greaves leaves for Matejchuk. He does a good job to create some space and allow Provorov to get it to Voronkov and send it back inside of the Washington blue line. Now the puck winds up over the glass and out of play off a stick. And the faceoff will stay in the Washington zone. Mentioned to you, Adam Fantilli, 28 goals on the year. Last year his season was cut short because of injury, and he had 12 goals in 49 games. This year he's got 28 goals in 80 games. And he's out on the ice right now to take the faceoff. He will go up against Dubois this time. And the Blue Jackets battle for the puck. Kent Johnson has it. He took a shot and hit the side of the net. Just tried to fire it through some legs and see if it could get there. Trevor Van Riemsdyk now over on the far wall. Puck is cleared out through the neutral zone. Chasing across the ice is Jordan Harris trying to tie up Tom Wilson. Capitals get a second man there. That's Connor McMichael. He gives it back to Wilson. Comes across the ice, and we've got a penalty against the Blue Jackets. And it's going to be for hooking. And you know who's going to be licking their chops right here.
Columbus, minor penalty, 44, hooking.
Branson's going off. The great 8 will be looking for his second goal of the game right here. I guarantee you that. And you know exactly where you can find him. You'll find him parked near that left wing circle. Eric Branson got the blade of the stick on Connor McMichael. To me, this is a pivotal point of the game right here. You can kill off this power play. You're only up by 1. Ovechkin out there with Wilson, Strome, Dubois, and Chychrun. And Washington wins the faceoff. And then Dubois with a bad pass sends the puck out into the neutral zone. So Chychrun will go back behind his own net. And now he passes it ahead. Dubois carries it into the Blue Jacket zone. Trying to get it through Matejchuk. And he couldn't do that. Denton Matejchuk will send it all the way back down the ice. You know how Washington is. They'll use every second of their power play. No big deal that they just had to go back down the ice 2 times. They do not care. Here is Strome. Looks on the right side, and he gets it through. Wilson now flips it ahead for Dubois. Backhands it around to Ovechkin on the left wing boards. Ovechkin jams it down toward the corner. Dubois had his stick lifted. Wilson lines up with the puck, and he shoots it right into Jet Greaves, who makes the save, and he holds on with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to play on this power play chance. The Vector Security penalty kill for the Blue Jackets. First time today they've been on it. The Blue Jackets are 25th in the league on the penalty kill. Washington is number 13 on the power play. Not a surprise. Blue Jackets are a little bit better in the penalty kill on the road. They're 21st in the league. Washington with the puck off the draw. Chychrun gets it to Strome. Comes down to Dubois. Back to Strome. Takes a shot. Save made. And a quick reaction by Greaves to cover the rebound that was there. Face off again in the right wing circle. Now, when they get the chance, they're going to slide it across on the left side to Ovechkin, if they get the chance. Washington staying with this top power play unit. Blue Jackets bringing out Monahan to take the draw here against Strome. Monahan and Jenner killing for the Blue Jackets. Monahan pulls the puck back. Provorov's got it. Comes to the near boards. Got it ahead to Monahan. Tried to poke it out of the zone. Couldn't. It's played back behind the net. Matejchuk will get there. And he puts it off the glass, out to the blue line. Monahan steals it away. He's got a shorthanded chance up the right wing side. Pulls up. That's the right play. He should just send it back into his own end, and he does. Gives it to Denton Matejchuk. Matejchuk will skate it around and now clear it all the way back down behind the Capitals net. That'll force Washington to change the power play, but of course Ovechkin stays on the ice. 24 seconds left in their power play chance. Connor McMichael carries it into the Blue Jacket zone. Lays it into the right wing corner. Now back out to the right point. Jacob Chychrun skates it along the blue line. Wrist it down low. Save made. Rebound is picked up by the Blue Jackets. And Matthew Olivier wants to skate it out, which he does. And that kills off a few more seconds. That's a great play. Ovechkin now says, all right, I'm coming off. Long pass up the ice by Lindgren. And it's picked up by Matt Roy. Back to Mangiapane with a shot. Missed the net. Back to 5-on-5. Another shot by the Capitals. This one misses. And Kent Johnson will knock this puck out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Fantilli. Back to Johnson looking for Werenski with a shot off the stick of Rasmus Sandin. Deflects over the glass and out of play. So the Blue Jackets indeed kill off the power play. Keep it a 2-1 game. 6:37 left here in the second. Only goal in this period to this point is that by Adam Fantilli on a turnover in the slot by the Capitals. Fantilli is out to take the faceoff against Lars Eller right now. Fantilli is tied up. Capitals have the puck. They mishandle it coming out of the zone. Beauvillier now has to dump it into the Blue Jackets' end, and Zach Werenski goes back to get it. Comes behind the net. Fantilli cutting in front of the net. Zach continues to hold. Now he'll just zip it right up the middle. Put it onto the stick of JVR. Found Fantilli, but the pass a little bit behind him. The timing was off just enough that the Blue Jackets turn it over. And the Capitals now push it ahead. They create a 2-on-1. Ryan Leonard with a shot. Glove save made by Jet Greaves. Well, Leonard had all the time in the world to set that up. And Jet Greaves had all the time in the world to watch it and get ready for it. And Leonard tried to ticket it high glove. Good luck. A flash of the leather right there by Jet Greaves. And it's a face-off coming in the right wing circle of the Blue Jacket zone. Ovechkin is back out here on the ice with Dylan Strome, Connor McMichael. Monahan pulls the puck back to Eric Goodbranson. He'll hand it to Jordan Harris, sends it across the ice and gives it away to Ovechkin. And Ovechkin gets it in Strome's direction, but it missed him. Puck is put up the near side and now going to be chipped out by Marchenko. It's picked up again by the Caps. And a good job by Monahan to step into Dylan Strome. Knock it off his stick. Down to 5:43 left to play in period number 2. Dylan Strome will carry it back in. Crisscross drops it for Ovechkin with a shot that gets stuck under the pad of Jet Greaves. And he holds on for a faceoff with 5.5 to go. Just about 5.5 to go here in the second period. Blue Jackets just out shooting the Capitals by 1 now, 17-16. But they've got that all-important 2-1 lead here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Elk & Elk is committed to helping everyone, including those who protect us. That's why we're proud to be the presenting partner of Military Salutes. We celebrate our nation's military members and thank them for their service. Elk & Elk, official partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
5.5 minutes left in the second period, and the Blue Jackets lead the Washington Capitals 2-1. On the nationwide NHL scoreboard, the Lightning leads the Sabres 4-2 towards the end of the second period. Then late in the first in Winnipeg, it's 0-0 between the Jets and the Edmonton Oilers. Back to Washington, D.C. we go with Bob McElligott.
Faceoff coming inside of the Blue Jacket zone. It'll be in the right wing circle. 5:33 is what's left here in period number 2. Cole Sillinger facing off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. They get tied up. Dubois falls down on top of the puck. Matejchuk pulls it out from under him and gets it over to Provorov, who goes behind the net. Back to Matejchuk up the left wing boards. Denton has room to come to the red line, and now he'll just fire it into the Capital zone. Over on the right wing side, there's Sillinger. Gets it down in the direction of Olivier. Went underneath his stick. Sillinger comes back to get it. He's got it along the blue line, and Dubois will have to drop his stick lest he be called for hooking. The puck was sent down toward the Capitals' net, but Trevor Van Riemsdyk puts it on his skate, and then he loses control of it. But the Capitals are fortunate enough to move it away from the front of the net. Matejchuk now leaving for Sillinger out near the blue line. Sillinger tries to take a shot. It gets blocked, and it goes off the stick of Pierre-Luc Dubois and over the glass and into the crowd. With 4:51, again, almost a costly turnover for the Washington Capitals. Trevor Van Riemsdyk was taking the puck, and he just lost it. He stopped, and he went to make a play, and he lost it, and Voronkov bumped it over in the direction of Matthew Olivier, but the Blue Jackets just couldn't get there to get a shot off. So now Monahan is back to take the face-off against Nick Dowd. Monahan got waved out. Jenner will take his place. One thing I really like about this line is because you've got two guys that are good at winning faceoffs, although Jenner loses this one. But I mean, if one gets waved out, it's not like automatically think you're going to lose the draw. You've got another guy that is very good at that to come in there. Capitals in the Blue Jacket zone now. Matt Roy, he's got the puck, takes a shot and missed the net. Monahan chasing to the far wall, and he couldn't drag it out of the zone. Nick Dowd along the near boards, backhands it to the middle of the ice. There's a shot, gets blocked, and a follow-up chance. The Blue Jackets get a stick on a pass and knock it back outside the blue line. Well, the Capitals are pushing right now. The Blue Jackets have been able to withstand it. Now it's a turnover by Washington in the neutral zone. Zach Werenski jams the puck ahead to Boone Jenner. Jenner will slide it down to Sean Corrali, puts it around the boards to the right side. Marchenko was there. He lost it, and then he poked it away from the Capitals, who now play it back down the ice. Jordan Harris back to get it. He'll leave it for Zach Werenski. 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second period. Blue Jackets lead by the score of 2-1. Werenski up the right side finds Justin Danforth, and they rule he's offside. He's trying to tip that puck right around Rasmus Sandin, the defenseman, and bring it into the Washington zone, but the timing was off on the play. Jordan Harris back to get it. He'll leave it for Zach Werenski. 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second period. Blue Jackets lead by the score of 2-1. Werenski up the right side finds Justin Danforth, and they rule he's offside. He's trying to tip that puck right around Rasmus Sandin, the defenseman, and bring it into the Washington zone, but the timing was off on the play. This line will stay on the ice. Danforth, Corrali, and Aston Reese. Lars Eller to take the face-off against Justin Danforth, and Lars Eller wins this draw. Dylan McElrath puts the puck back to Rasmus Sandin to the middle of the ice. Alex Ovechkin over the boards. Danforth will take the face-off against Strome. The Jackets have their fourth line on the ice right now. Danforth pulls it back. Nice clean win on the faceoff. Goodbranson will clear it through the neutral zone. It goes off a glove, and icing is waved off. The Blue Jackets can make a change. Long pass ahead. Beauvillier gets it down low. Ovechkin walks in, and he is stopped. He is stopped cold by Jet Greaves. Oh, my goodness. Alex Ovechkin, Jet Greaves, one-on-one. And Jet wins the battle. He shot it right into his glove. But again, another face-off inside of the Blue Jacket zone. Fantilli is out to take it. He's tied up. Puck comes bouncing out toward the blue line. Trevor Van Riemsdyk kept it in. Ovechkin on the end boards. Drags it along the wall. Being watched by Provorov. He tries to knock it free. He does. Couldn't clear the zone on the first try. They give him a second try, and he gets it out to Fantilli. Up the right wing side into the Washington end. Fanned on a shot attempt. Now trying to get it back to Werenski, and he forced a pass, and here comes Ovechkin in a 2-on-1. He pulls up. Provorov tries to force him wide, and he took a shot one-handed, and Greaves stops it and covers. Can't believe he took that shot. I really can't. That puck was going nowhere. He had nothing on it, and all it was going to do was be a turnover. But Fantilli tries to make a pass that he shouldn't have made. And that's a dangerous play. It didn't cost him. I get what he was trying to do. You could see he was trying to get it to Werenski. He had to put it in the air. He had to put some air underneath it to try to get it there. And, but it just wasn't. It really wasn't going to happen. Capitals win the draw again. Matt Roy takes a shot. Save is made, and Greaves quick to the rebound. Covers it again. Capitals now lead in shots 21-17. And they're just throwing everything at the net right now. Just trying to find something they can get by Jet Greaves. Blue Jackets need a face-off win. They've been dominated in the face-off circle today by Washington. Monahan, again, Mr. Reliable can't get it done, but Boone Jenner does a great job of getting to the blue line and tipping a puck outside to the neutral zone. Matt Roy gets it to Pierre-Luc Dubois. He gives it away to Dent Matejchuk. And Matejchuk will play it up the left wing side. And it did not hit Boone Jenner. It actually bounced off the glass around him, and this will turn into an icing call. So the Blue Jackets again have to take another face-off inside of their own zone. How much have they been dominated in the face-off circle? They have lost 16 face-offs. They've won 15 and lost 16. No, I take that back. They've lost 31 face-offs. I'm adding stuff together. So they've won 15, they've lost 31. Crying out loud. Blue Jackets get the puck this time, but they're offside coming into the zone. Jenner just couldn't get it over to Marchenko. 2-1, the Blue Jackets lead. Tight game here in Washington. Nothing like yesterday, and we all knew it wasn't going to be like yesterday. Yesterday was filled with goals and fights. This one has had a fight, and the goals have been much harder to come by today. Monahan with a neutral zone face-off this time against Nick Dowd. And the Washington Capitals will control it. But then it's given away. And here's Marchenko. By the time he set it up to take the shot off the forehand, it got blocked. That's Trevor Van Riemsdyk who turned over another one. But now it's going to be skated up the ice by Washington. Taylor Radish throws one off the side of the net. As it came off the side of the net, it bounced by Werenski. Van Riemsdyk puts it over on the left side. A one-timer by Dowd, and that is stopped. Marchenko intercepts, hands it over to Zach Werenski. Under a minute to go in the period. Werenski will get it to Dante Fabro. All you want to do is control this puck. Don't do anything dumb in the final minute. Blue Jackets wrist it in, and they're making a change. 45 seconds left as Washington setting up for the final rush. Van Riemsdyk has it behind the net. Waiting for the forwards to cycle back. Here they come, and now he brings it out. Looks on the left side, Pierre-Luc Dubois. Carries it into the Blue Jacket zone. Olivier got the body on him, then he shoots it wide. Puck coming around to the near boards. Who can get there first? The Capitals do. Then Sillinger knocks it down and lifts it back out to the red line. Capitals drag it back into their own zone. 14 seconds left in the period. One more rush here for Washington. Up the right side, Tom Wilson brings it in, gets slowed down. Matejchuk takes it off his stick, gets it to Provorov. Just trying to hold it on the end boards. That's what he does, and that will end the period. Great work there. Boy, Matejchuk and Provorov, they played together so much. They just work together in sync. They really do. And the Blue Jackets have the 1-goal lead going into the second intermission here in Washington today. Again, the only goal in that period, the unassisted goal by Adam Fantilli, his 28th of the season. And that is giving the Blue Jackets this lead that they have. Again, it is 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Mike Havlin, Blue Jackets assistant coach, is with me outside the dressing room. Mike, I was just talking that last play, Matejchuk, Provorov. They've played so much together this year. You can see where they're really in sync. Just the way they killed off that last 7 seconds in the period.
Yeah, obviously they are in sync, and it's basically since Matty's come up. We had them together there, and then they just kind of clicked, and they know where each other are, and that's awesome to have as a pair, and obviously for us.
We all knew that today's game was going to be different from yesterday's. I didn't know how different it was going to be, Mike. I knew there was going to be a fight, which we've had in this game. But this is, again, more of a playoff-style game, isn't it?
It is. And, I think they're a very good hockey team. They don't give you much, and, we've done a good job of limiting their chances, too. So, just got to stay on the right side of piles and pucks, and, they're a team that likes to transition. So, our F3 is going to be the biggest thing here, leading into that third period, just counting numbers as you come up so they don't get an odd man break on us.
Eric Branson is one of your better penalty killers. He actually took the only penalty for your team in this game. But how huge was that penalty kill, number one, without him, and just to keep it in a 1-goal game?
Well, it was huge. The PK's done a good job here, and down the stretch. So, your best PK guy is the goalie, and he made the saves he needed to. So, but it was a huge kill for us on, again, like you said, with Goody in the box, it's tough, when you take one of your best guys on the back end out.
How much do you like the way that your team, when giving up a goal a minute and 10 in to Ovechkin, which really just set the building on fire, how they didn't flinch, they didn't panic, they know what the situation is, and they just went back to playing hockey, and they've calmed everything down?
Yeah, that's outstanding to see. So obviously, it's the leadership we have there, and there was no panic on that bench, and just kind of went back to advancing zones and getting it going north, and and kind of forcing their D, and you can see the confidence taking over as we went along in that first.
Well, yesterday I told Steve McCarthy he had the best interview of the year, but you just beat him, so congratulations.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
Mike, thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that's Mike Havlin, Blue Jackets assistant coach. The Blue Jackets are leading Washington 2-1 at the end of 2 here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
Hey parents, if you're interested in getting your child started in hockey, listen up. The Blue Jackets Get Out and Learn program, presented by Safelite in association with Apex Pros, introduces first-time participants ages 5 to 9 to the sport of hockey for free. Each participant gets 30 minutes of instruction, a free stick and a ball, jersey or t-shirt to keep. Register for an ice or street hockey clinic now at bluejackets.com/goal. That's bluejackets.com/goal.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
everyone, Adney and Verk here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the second intermission report. Here's Dylan Tyre to recap the second period scoring.
2-1 game through 2 periods at Capital One Arena. It is the Blue Jackets on top of Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals. A must-win hockey game for the Blue Jackets, and they lead on their way to the third period. Remember, Alex Ovechkin started the scoring in this one. His 43rd goal of the season came just a minute and 10 seconds into the first period. After that, Matthew Olivier dropped the gloves with Dylan McElrath, and that seemed to get the Blue Jackets settled in. They were finally able to tie the game at 14:36 of period number 1 when Zach Werenski netted his 22nd goal of the season. Things stayed tied up going into the second period, but 4 minutes and 39 seconds in, Adam Fantilli picked up his 28th of the year, giving the Blue Jackets their first lead.
Fantilli brings it in. Sent that puck down to the corner. And the Capitals have it. They turn it over in the slot. There's a shot and a score! Adam Fantilli got it gift wrapped for him, and he beats Charlie Lindgren. And the Blue Jackets take their first lead of the game. It's a 2-1 game.
Adam Fantilli staying hot against the Capitals. He scored 2 goals, helping the Blue Jackets win yesterday, and he picks up the go-ahead goal in the second period this evening. Unassisted tally for Adam Fantilli, again his 28th of the season, and that's how the Blue Jackets lead it 2-1 on our way to the third. You got to talk about the goaltender in this one. Jet Greaves has been dynamite for the Blue Jackets since getting the call up from Cleveland. It's the case again tonight. 19 saves on 20 Washington Capitals shots. Those save and shot totals are a puck and player tracking stat brought to you by BBI Logistics. Some other numbers through 40 minutes. The Blue Jackets are being outshot by the Capitals 20-17. In the face-off circle, the Caps have been dominant, winning 67% of the draws. The Blue Jackets could do a little bit better work in the face-off circle coming up in the third. On the special teams, the Blue Jackets are 0-for-2 on the AEP power play, but they're a perfect 1-for-1 on the Vector Security penalty kill. It's another physical game like it was yesterday. The Capitals are out hitting the Blue Jackets 23-15, and they've also got more block shots, 14-8. Finally, our puck management numbers. The Blue Jackets have 6 giveaways and 5 takeaways. Washington has 9 giveaways and 2 takeaways. On the scoreboard, it is the Blue Jackets 2 and the Capitals 1. The Blue Jackets would love to add to this lead coming up in the third period. I told you it's a must-win hockey game for the Blue Jackets. Their AHL affiliate, the Cleveland Monsters, is also playing very meaningful hockey right now, and they won a big one today. I'll tell you more about it after the break on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through April 30th, get 2.99 APR financing or up to $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra, depending on model. Excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $449 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Good morning, Doctor. Doctor? Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You can use your phone to buy tickets to a Blue Jackets game. You can use it to connect with other Fifth Line fans. You can even use it to take a selfie after a goal. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Welcome back to the second intermission report. I'm Dylan Tyre with you, where through 40 minutes tonight in D.C., the Capitals are trailing the Blue Jackets 2-1. Adam Fantilli with a go-ahead goal for the Blue Jackets 4 minutes and 39 seconds into the second period. His 28th of the season, the difference right now. It's a must-win game for the Blue Jackets, so that goal is going a long way right now. It's carrying a lot of weight, and the Blue Jackets would love some insurance coming up in the third period. Their AHL affiliate, the Cleveland Monsters, is also hunting down a playoff spot. They played a massive game earlier this afternoon. They entered in a tie for fourth place in the North Division with the Toronto Marlies, but they were able to knock off the Marlies in a shootout, so they hop ahead of them. Great win by the Cleveland Monsters, who are again trying to find a playoff spot. Ole Bjorkvik-Holm opened the scoring for the Monsters in that one. Treyfix Wolanski followed up. Dylan Gambrell and Rocco Grimaldi also scored. And then Mikhail Putia had a goal in the third period before the Monsters eventually won that game in a shootout. With the win, they improved to 35-23-5-6 on the season. So a great win there for the Monsters up in Toronto, and they want to keep it going if they want to make the playoffs in the American Hockey League. That is the Prospect Report presented by Ruoff Mortgage. Don't forget, for the latest in the world of the Columbus Blue Jackets, listen to the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley get together on 97.1 The Fan, the Blue Jackets app, and BlueJackets.com. They bring you interviews with Blue Jackets management, coaches, and players. If you want to know what's going on with the Blue Jackets, just listen to the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. And if you're wondering, okay, well, what do I do if I can't catch it live? No worries. It's always available as a podcast after the fact. To find it, simply search CBJ Radio wherever you find your favorite podcast. It is the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. Right now, the Blue Jackets lead the Washington Capitals 2-1 at Capital One Arena. They need some goal insurance coming up in the third period. Before that, we'll take a break and be back to look at the nationwide NHL scoreboard on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Eat a peach and celebrate the Allman Brothers legacy with the triumphant Madison Square Garden return of the Brothers live April 15th. They've taken over SiriusXM Southern Rock with stories and songs, other artists they love, and an intimate performance from the New York City studio. The Brothers host SiriusXM Southern Rock, now on Channel 79 for a limited time and always on the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, your NHL 100.
Is the greatest player to ever play sitting at the podium right now?
We talk about this all the time. That's what makes sports great, and that's what makes hockey wonderful. I think we're all in pretty much agreement that Gordy was pretty special.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not, and then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
He's beat Rocket Broussard's record. 9 points in a game, 5 goals, 4 assists. Sittler's best. Incredible. 10 points. That's a new record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Garden.
On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM.
The second intermission report continues with a look at other scores around the National Hockey League. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
2-1 Blue Jackets lead headed to the third period in D.C. Alex Ovechkin started the scoring in this one, but the Blue Jackets have found the back of the net 2 consecutive times. They've scored the last 2. Zach Werenski and Adam Fantilli for the lead. So the Blue Jackets are up 2-1 going to the third. 2 other games in action. In Tampa, the Lightning leads the Sabres 5-2 after 2 periods. Then about 2 minutes into the second in Winnipeg, the Oilers have a 1-0 lead over the Jets. Right now, we'll pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Blue Jackets radio network.
Here's Letang.
24/7
He missed the target.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Draisaitl scores!
With the Blue Jackets up a goal, let's take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are favorites at -275 to win the game outright on the money line. They're +135 to cover a 1.5 goal puck line, and the live over-under sits at 5.5 goals. Remember, the Blue Jackets have to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Through 2 periods, they lead it 2-1. Bob McElligot's got an exciting third next on the Blue Jackets radio network.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then, a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through April 30th, get 4.99 APR financing on a stylish new 25 Corolla or 5.99 on Corolla Hybrid. Excludes Corolla Cross and GR Corolla. Or lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE for $240 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Blue Jackets are ready to start the third period. Once again, here's Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets are holding a 2-1 lead over the Washington Capitals after 2 periods of play here in Washington, D.C. Shots on goal in that second period. Washington got the advantage this time, 13-7 in shots. Through 2 periods, they're out shooting the Blue Jackets 20-17. Each team went 0 for 1 on the power play in period number 2. That's what the Capitals are in this game. They're 0 for 1. And the Blue Jackets are now 0 for 2 on the power play so far here. So we're headed to the third period. And the third period, as always, is being brought to you by Moo Moo Express Car Wash. Do you moo? The CBJ do. Just feels like the Blue Jackets have to add here. This just doesn't feel like a 2-1 final. Could be. Very well could be. Blue Jackets could ride out this period and make it that. Not saying they can't. It just doesn't feel like it. It feels like Washington's really going to push here in the third period. So the Blue Jackets have got to add to the lead that they have here. Find a way to add to the lead that they have in the final 20 minutes of this one. Sean Monahan is on the ice with Boone Jenner and Kirill Marchenko. Get things going here. And the Capitals counter with Pierre-Luc Dubois, Connor McMichael, Tom Wilson. And here we go. Blue Jackets skate from left to right. The puck is down. They pull it back into their own end. Zach Werenski goes behind the net, plays it up the near side to Kirill Marchenko. He flips it out to the neutral zone. The Capitals chase it down, and then Dubois gives it away to Marchenko. He comes in on the left wing side, gets taken to the boards by Matt Roy. That will allow Dubois to get it and hand the puck to Rasmus Sandin. They'll wrist it back around to the far side, and then they hit Dubois in the neutral zone with a pass. Dante Fabro rides him over to the far wall. The puck goes to Tom Wilson. His shot is stopped by Jet Greaves. Puck to the blue line, kept in by Washington. Sandin with a shot. It went wide. It comes off the boards and all the way back out to the neutral zone. Tom Wilson finds Rasmus Sandin on the left wing side. He tried to return it to him, but that's picked off by Sean Monahan, who tried to lead a pass to Matthew Olivier, but it was out of his reach. And the Capitals will get this one and tuck it back in behind the Blue Jackets net. Ivan Provorov hands to Dante Fabro. Up the right wing boards. Matthew Olivier will tip it into the Washington zone. Cole Sillinger tried to cut it off on the far wall. He got knocked down by Alex Ovechkin. The puck goes into the Blue Jacket zone. They get it back out to center ice. Sillinger will carry it right back in. And he gives it to Olivier, who had it knocked off his stick. Provorov follows the play, tried to get it deep. Didn't have a lot on that puck off the backhand. It's intercepted by Jacob Chychrun, but he turns it over. Blue Jackets have it. Sillinger tried to lay it out to Olivier, but again, it's a pass just out of his reach. And the Blue Jackets are sent back to their own blue line. Sillinger brings it up again, trying to pass it to Olivier. This time Matthew does get it on the stick, and he holds it. Plays it down the left wing corner. And here's James Van Riemsdyk coming behind the net. Gets it knocked off the stick. Sillinger's still out there battling Dylan McElrath. Kent Johnson tries to take it away. Nick Dowd now slides down there for Washington. Takes that puck, puts it around behind the net. And Eric Branson down the right wing boards will keep it in the zone. Blue Jackets get it out in front. Kent Johnson dishes it behind, and there's a shot and a score! Adam Fantilli takes an unbelievable pass from Kent Johnson and puts it in the net. Fantilli, fantastic! It's a 3-1 Blue Jackets lead. Oh my goodness. What a pass by Kent Johnson. He gets the puck in front of the net. First of all, get Branson pinching down the wall. It's a key play because he keeps the puck in the zone. He's under pressure, and he gets down along the end boards. But Kent Johnson gets this puck, and he just knows exactly where to find Adam Fantilli. And Charlie Lindgren is biting on Johnson having that puck on his stick, and he actually has a teammate maybe collided with him there. As we'll get a whistle right off the draw. The Blue Jackets tried to race it right back in, but they're offside this time. But Kent Johnson, he draws all the attention, but the backhanded dish to Fantilli was unbelievable. It's a no-look blind pass. And Fantilli now has 29 on the year. And he has 2 goals in each of the last 2 games. The Jackets back into their own zone. They clear the puck off the wall and out to the neutral zone. Washington gets it. And they move it over to Martin Fairbury up the right wing side. Finds a man. And they carry it in. And that's Taylor Radish. And Radish being pressured by Kent Johnson. Johnson knocked the puck off his stick, but then Johnson's stick was tied up, and he couldn't make a play. Jordan Harris has lost his stick, but he kicks that puck over to Eric Branson, who clears it high in the air and out to the neutral zone. Van Riemsdyk, by the way, gets a second assist on that goal by Fantilli, so that line continues to be extremely effective. The Jackets back into their own zone. Wierenski behind the net drops it off for Fabro. Clears it up the near wall for Justin Danforth, who has it stolen away just outside the blue line by Lars Eller. Eller puts it right back in. Greaves went behind the net, but the puck was up on the boards. Wierenski settles it down on the far wall and chips it back out to the neutral zone where it checks up for Rasmus Sandin. Now left wing pass. Mangiapane with a shot. Just getting a shoulder on that was Greaves. Blue Jackets have the puck. There's a stick that is on the ice inside of the Blue Jacket zone. They avoid that. Get the puck up the right side to Sean Corrali, who takes a wrist shot to Charlie Lindgren, who makes that save, and he holds on. So face-off coming inside of the Washington zone. .35 left in regulation. 3-1 Blue Jackets. Linesman just getting to that stick in the Blue Jacket zone. Handing it off. Sean Monahan face off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois wins it. Mangiapane plays it behind the net. It's wrapped up around the far side, and there's Tom Wilson. He had it. He lost it. But his teammate will get it. And here come the Capitals. Connor McMichael curls up on the boards, plays it to the blue line. Trevor Van Riemsdyk takes a shot. Save was made. There's a rebound off the glove of Greaves. You don't see that often. The Blue Jackets get the puck. They tip it to the neutral zone. They've got a 2-on-1. Monahan, left wing side. He holds. He tries to slide it to Marchenko, and it went off the body of the fallen defender. Marchenko's got the puck now on the right wing board, sends it to the blue line. Matejchuk finds a shooting lane, and that one got tipped by a stick and missed the net. Now it's Monahan takes it from Dubois, and he takes a shot, and that one kicked wide right. Washington, again, got a body in there. They're not doing a good job of protecting the puck right now, I can tell you. But they try to get it down low. Again, it goes off a stick, and it was Ovechkin fresh off the bench trying to grab that puck, and it eluded him. So the Blue Jackets set up behind the net. Ivan Provorov outlets it up the left side, and he missed everybody. Icing call. I think he was trying to get it to Olivier, and he missed him, and then Voronkov was not behind the defense. And that's the difference in that play. Dylan Strome set to take the face-off against Cole Sillinger. And Washington wins it. They take a shot, and it got deflected over the glass. So another face-off in the left wing circle. Again, Washington's got it, and Ovechkin with a shot. That one got blocked by Olivier. Sillinger gets it. They get it back to Olivier, and he wants to softly play it through the neutral zone. No chance here. It's another icing call. It's too early in the period, unfortunately, to get that puck to really check up for you. I understand his thought process, especially after blocking an Ovechkin shot point blank. Ovechkin still lined up on the left wing side. Sillinger almost jumped early, fortunately did not. And now he puts it to the near boards. Cole does a great job of winning that faceoff. Capitals are forced back to the red line. They get it to Ovechkin's stick. He hesitates, dumps it across the ice to the right wing corner, but Washington is ruled to be offside. 3-1 Blue Jackets. Adam Fantilli, a pair of goals again today. Picked up one early in the second, picks up another early in the third. And here he comes to take the faceoff. Yesterday his teammates couldn't get him the hat trick. They'll get to try it again today. Nick Dowd will take the faceoff, and he wins it. Washington puts it onto the stick of Brandon Duhaime. They put it right side. Duhaime was then driving the net, and the wrist shot comes from the boards. It's caught and covered by Jet Greaves. So the Washington Capitals, they're trying to throw traffic. They're trying to get tips. They're not connecting with a lot of those passes and opportunities right now. And the Blue Jackets have to keep it that way for another 15 minutes. Again, Washington wins the faceoff. Taylor Radish, long shot, and another glove save by Jet Greaves. Radish just turned and looked, and there was a lot of traffic, and he said, well, I'm going to try it. And now here comes Corrali, Danforth, and Aston Reese. Faceoff is in the left wing circle, so looks like Justin Danforth's going to take the draw. Indeed he will. Going against Nick Dowd. Linesman just repositioning both players. And now Dowd jumps early and gets waved out. Now, as I say, he tried to told him. He positioned his feet, and then he gave him the opportunity to stay in, but he just couldn't do it. So Danforth wins the draw back to Goodbranson. He plays it off the glass, but it doesn't come out of the zone. Rasmus Sandin with a pass to the middle. The Blue Jackets take it away, and they chip it ahead, and it actually hit the back of the leg of Sean Corrali. Now it goes across the ice, and it's played ahead by Jordan Harris, and off the stick of Justin Danforth, therefore no icing. And Charlie Lindgren goes behind the net to play it. Over on the far side, Aston Reese had his stick snapped in half. He's looking for a penalty, can't find one. Capitals are up in the Blue Jacket zone. Danforth puts the body on Duhaime. Coming up is Matt Roy with a shot. The save was made. There's a rebound. And again, the Capitals miss on a chance. They had a great chance. and they just couldn't get a stick on the bouncing rebound. So the Blue Jackets have the puck again. Kent Johnson hands it off to James Van Riemsdyk. He jumped off his stick. And as Lars Eller plays it into the zone, Denton Matejchuk cut that off. So the Blue Jackets will drag it back behind the net. It's Ivan Provorov. The Blue Jackets have the lead, so they can afford to play patient here. They don't have to force any issues. Another puck to the neutral zone, bounces off Van Riemsdyk and comes back into his own end. Provorov is there to get it over to Matejchuk, and Matejchuk gives it away. Look out, here come the Capitals. They have a chance. Mangiapane doesn't shoot. He comes back toward the blue line, goes across the ice, puck off the boards. Trevor Van Riemsdyk with a shot, and he missed. Provorov trying to hustle and get there first. He does. He'll get it to the neutral zone. They bring it over on the right side. Fantilli back in front, and Kent Johnson tried to give it back to him. He should have shot it. That's a little bit, there's selfish, and then there's maybe you should have shot it. And I think that's a maybe you should have shot it. Ryan Leonard will play the puck into the Blue Jacket zone. Zach Werenski takes it away, bounces it to the blue line, but not out. Martin Fairbury with a long shot, missed the net. Over on the right wing boards, McElrath, he takes a shot, and there's Jet Greaves to make the save, and Greaves will hold on. 12:57 left to play. In period number 3, the Blue Jackets, with an early goal from Adam Fantilli, have upped the lead. It's 3-1. They're atop the Capitals here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Find out who will move on to the UEFA Champions League semifinals on Sirius XM FC. Arsenal shocked the world, dominating the defending champions 3-0 in a first leg masterclass.
What a night for Declan Rice!
But count out Real Madrid at your own peril.
If there's any team that can pull this off, it is the most decorated European side of all time.
Real Madrid, Arsenal, Wednesday at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the great one Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does! He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Well, the Blue Jackets have done it again. They've scored twice today, and that means tomorrow, half-price pizza for you at your local Jets Pizza. Tomorrow, just go to jetspizza.com, use the promo code CBJ50, and when you do, you'll get your half-price pizza courtesy of the Blue Jackets and Jets Pizza. In case you missed out on today's deal, you can have it again tomorrow. And if you didn't miss out on today's deal, you have till the end of today, and then you can do it again tomorrow. Who cares? Whatever you want, it's all up to you. The Blue Jackets have given you that opportunity. Adam Fantilli, pretty specifically, he's got 2 goals himself. Face off in the Blue Jackets' end. They win this draw. Werenski's got the puck, and he gets it out to the neutral zone. And we get a whistle and a hand pass called against Washington. So another face-off. Well, I said this earlier, and I do believe it. When you have a slow-moving game like this one, stop and start, whistle, 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 benefits the road team. Now, both these teams are playing the second game of a back-to-back, so that's not an issue. They both traveled the exact same distance. None of that is a factor here, but the road team usually benefits off a lot of stoppages because the crowd doesn't get into the game as much. Marchenko trying to power that puck up the ice and into the Capital zone. He can't get through a check. Jacob Chikrin will take it and dump it into the Blue Jackets' hand. Washington has it. Pass it behind the net. Dubois wanted to put it out in front. Werenski got a stick on that. Marchenko takes it away, hands it off to Jenner from the red line, and he almost lost it. And he dove forward to try to get it into the zone. He's being whistled for being offside. And again, the Blue Jackets will take that. 12:26 left in regulation time here. Sillinger's line is back out. They're going to match up against Ovechkin's line. Spencer Carberry wants Dylan Strome out there against Cole Sillinger. And the Blue Jackets win the draw and push the puck deep into the Washington zone. Here comes Voronkov on the forecheck. Puts the body on McElrath, and the Capitals turn it over. Olivier trying to hold it on the near boards. Gets taken away by Martin Fairbairn. Now again, good pressure by the Blue Jackets here. Voronkov fighting for the puck. But instead it's taken away by Strome. Can't enter the zone cleanly. Now he'll flip it on the right side for Beauvillier. He gets caught up. Back to the blue line. McElrath will force it down behind the net. Strome had it go off the stick. Comes to the near boards. Fairbury across the ice. Held on the blue line. Long shot. Missed the net. The Jackets can't chop it out of the zone. Now they get a chance. And it was kept in initially by Strome. But the Blue Jackets do get it out. And they get it deep at that. Now what do we have a whistle for? A puck played with a high stick. I thought somebody touched it since then, but I guess not. 11:34 left to play. There goes Ovechkin's line back to the bench. Ovechkin getting career goal number 896. Just a minute and 10 seconds into the first period here tonight. Justin Danforth to face off against Lars Eller. Eller wins the draw. Rasmus Sandin. Cross to Matt Roy. Blue Jackets cut off a pass. Send it back into the Washington zone. And again, it was played with a high stick. This time it's ruled that Danforth did it. Now there's a discussion about where the faceoff should be placed. It will be placed just outside the Capitals' end. Danforth and Eller square up again. And this one goes over toward the far side of the ice. The Blue Jackets get it. And they push it in deep. Charlie Lindgren moves it around to the far wall. Ryan Leonard is there. Leonard, rink-wide pass. Doesn't connect with a teammate. Blue Jackets shove it back into the Capital zone. Matt Roy now gets it back out to the neutral zone. Good job by Danforth to just get a stick on the puck and get it back to Jordan Harris. He finds Sean Corrali, and Corrali from the red line won't waste the opportunity to lift it into the Capital zone. Blue Jackets make a line change. Washington Capitals coming out from behind their own net. Matt Roy up the left side for Ryan Leonard. Rookie forward will dump it in behind the Blue Jackets net. Jet Greaves takes it, gives to Zach Werenski. Werenski one-hands it over to Dante Fabro. And Fabro will scoop it in the air and out to the neutral zone. Bouncing puck. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk moves ahead. Werenski gets a stick on it, got it to Fantilli. It started to bounce on him. So he'll put it back into his own end to Werenski. Now pass ahead off the stick of Kent Johnson. It's a good job by Johnson. He got himself into a position where if he catches it, then, yeah, he's going to start a rush. If he doesn't catch it, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be a get the puck deep situation. Fantilli gets it deep here. He had to glove that puck down as Kent Johnson's pass got tipped. We're at the halfway point of period number 3. The Blue Jackets hold a 2-goal lead here in Washington, 3-1 over the Capitals. Puck up the near side, and Pierre-Luc Dubois will send it into the Blue Jacket zone. Around behind the net it comes. And the Capitals will send it back around the other way. And now it's Kirill Marchenko clearing the puck down the ice. Connor McMichael back into his own zone. Sets up behind the net. Over to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois stepped into by Sean Monahan. Powers right through that. And then promptly gives the puck away. Blue Jackets turn it back over in the neutral zone. Just played it off the boards. They're just trying to, not make mistakes with the puck. Don't give it away. Denton Matejchuk goes behind the net. He's got pressure. And he took a huge hit by Pierre-Luc Dubois, who gets the puck out to the left wing circle. And his shot is stopped by Greaves. Here's Matt Roy with a shot, and that is calmly gloved by Jet. Now there's pushing and shoving. And the Blue Jackets have got to be careful here. What you don't want is to wind up going into the penalty box. Tom Wilson's out there buzzing around near the front of the net. And that's what he likes to do, and he's very effective at it. But the Blue Jackets need to back down and calm down, and they will. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third period. It's the Blue Jackets 3 and the Capitals 1 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities, rich history, and an abundance of attractions for all seasons. It is home to Cedar Point, Kalahari Resort, and the Lake Erie Islands. This year-round destination invites you to discover waterfront eateries, unique boutique shopping, abundant natural areas, breathtaking views, and cozy places to stay. Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. shoresandislands.com.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Worthington Steel has been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. As a value-added steel processor, we enhance the products you use every day. Whether it's cars on the road, combines harvesting food, or transformers and generators providing electricity, Worthington Steel is there, and we are driving steel forward. Learn more about our innovative steel solutions at worthingtonsteel.com. That's worthingtonsteel.com.
Blue Jackets have teamed up with Grayson Clothiers to bring you a co-branded golf hat. Now, you can get one in either blue or white, but you can only get it when you purchase through the special ticket package. And that ticket package will bring you to Thursday's game when the Blue Jackets take on the New York Islanders. Grab yours by going to bluejackets.com/Grayson. So here we go. 9:10 left in regulation time. Blue Jackets on top of Washington by the score of 3-1. Face-off in the Blue Jacket zone. And they win the face-off. They pull it back off the stick of Jet Greaves, and now it's Matthew Olivier tied up on the near boards. Washington gets it to the blue line, keep it alive, send it toward the net, and there's Greaves again with the glove. And he makes the save, and he holds on. So once again, the face-off will be set up in the right wing circle. Blow the whistle just before they drop the puck, and Dubois gets waved out. So McMichael will have to take his place in the face-off circle. Going up against Sean Monahan here. Monahan pulls it back to the corner. The Jackets get it to Werenski, try to get it out. The Capitals got a stick on it. Now they get it out to the blue line. Good hold by Jacob Chikrin, actually. Tries to send it down toward the front of the net, and that went off the stick of Matthew Olivier. Dante Fabro is going to just sky it to the neutral zone. McMichael had it, lost it. Olivier trying to play it into the Capitals' end. It's kind of stuck at the red line there. Goes up in the air, pulled down by Olivier, gets it to Sillinger. And Sillinger got slowed down at the blue line, but he does push it toward the far corner, and now it's picked up by Connor McMichael. He lays it out to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois into the Blue Jacket zone, and Jordan Harris puts the body on him. Tom Wilson comes over to get the puck. He's stepped into by Justin Danforth. Capitals maintain their control. Anthony Beauvillier off the end boards, comes around behind the net, and he still's got it on his stick. He goes to the forehand, throws it in front. There's Greaves again with the glove. And Dubois was trying to work over Jordan Harris, and Blue Jackets give him a shove as he skates back toward the bench. 8 minutes and 3 seconds left. Almost an agonizing 8 minutes and 3 seconds here. As much as I told you that the slow pace favors the Blue Jackets, in my opinion, I think they'd like to get that clock moving. Here's Ovechkin, and he gets the puck taken off his stick, and that's just a good play by Zach Aston Reese. Sean Corrali puts the puck into the Capitals' end, and Washington trying to clear it out. So far can't do it. Rasmus Sandin plays it around to the right wing boards. Dylan Strome gives it away to Zach Aston Reese. Takes a shot which was knocked down inadvertently by Corrali. Aston Reese goes to the far corner. It comes out to Provorov. He slides it across to get Branson. Big shot and a save made by Lindgren. Rebound comes behind the net. Aston Reese has it there. Plays it out to the left point. Provorov holds. Trying to send it down low. It's intercepted by Dylan Strome. And Strome will just get it over to Rasmus Sandin, and he takes a check from Sean Corrali, but not until he gets the puck out to the neutral zone. Blue Jackets dump it back in. Andrew Mangiapane puts it on his stick, and up the ice he comes. And he carries it into the Blue Jacket zone. Takes a shot, and it went wide. Rebound to the near wall. Kent Johnson stopped it. Just make sure it gets to the red line. Capitals send it back in, but they hadn't reset. So we'll have another face-off. This one's going to be at center ice. 7 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the third period. It's time to upgrade your Blue Jackets attire with the latest, greatest merchandise from the Blue Line. Check out the full line of apparel. It's available online at thebluelineonline.com and in store at the Blue Line at Nationwide Arena or at Polaris Fashion Place. Face-off won by the Capitals. They send the puck into the Blue Jacket zone. Around the boards, Werenski couldn't stop it. Glanced right off his stick. And now the Capitals along the end boards. Dante Fabro had it. He lost it. Werenski tries to pick it up, and he does. But he's got two men on him. Lars Eller is the one giving him the most pressure right now. Ryan Leonard is the other. He'll flip it around to the right wing boards to Matt Roy. He leaves that puck for his forwards to play it back to the left point. Martin Fairbury is there. Doesn't have a shooting lane. Sends it behind the net. Now over to the far wall. Matt Roy gets there. And it's put to the end wall. Capitals with a pretty good push here. But as they try to throw it out in front, this is intercepted by Adam Fantilli. Fantilli with 2 goals today. Not going to try to rush it in here. He just dumps it into the Capitals zone. Washington over to pick it up. Ryan Leonard leaves it for Fairbury inside of his own zone. Up the left wing side, this one dumped in by Nick Dowd. Goes to the far wall. Sean Monahan got a stick on it, plays it behind the net for Matejchuk. Now it's Provorov. Sends it around for Boone Jenner. He gains the red line and goes across the ice toward the far corner. Dylan McElrath will pick it up for Washington. McElrath getting it to Dowd. Pass in the neutral zone was broken up initially, and now, because it was, the play is offside. 5 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third period. It is the Blue Jackets 3 and the Capitals 1 here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Do you have a Social Security disability claim which has been denied? Or a workers' compensation claim from a work-related injury? Call the Social Security, Disability, or Workers' Compensation Lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
5:49 left in regulation, and the Blue Jackets have a 3-1 lead over the Washington Capitals. A few other games on the nationwide NHL scoreboard. In Tampa, the Lightning leads the Sabres 7-3. Then in Winnipeg, the Oilers have a 2-1 lead over the Jets. Finally, the Calgary Flames are beating the Sharks 2-1 late in the first period as we go back to Washington with Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets with a face-off in the neutral zone. Sean Monahan will take it against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Monahan wins it. Back to Dante Fabro. Fabro spins away from pressure and clears it off the glass, but it's cut off by Connor McMichael. He gives it to Tom Wilson over on the right wing boards. Wilson sends it down along the end wall to Dubois. He is stepped into by Fabro. Tries to power through the check and does. Puts it out to Sandin, who takes a shot and he missed the net. Puck around to the right point, held by Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Werenski goes to the end boards, try to cut it off from Dubois. Capitals able to keep it alive for the moment anyway. Now it's Fabro putting the body on Dubois. He's over in the right wing corner, and he gives it away to Boone Jenner. Jenner is going to just get it through the neutral zone. Forcing Rasmus Sandin back into his own end, and Marchenko's in there forechecking on him, and Marchenko's got the puck, and he plays it back out toward the blue line. Picked up by Sillinger with a shot and missed the net. Marchenko gets it, finds Voronkov, back to Marchenko in the far corner. Marchenko dances, puts it to the left point. Harris comes across for Goodbranson. Play it down now to Dmitry Voronkov. Voronkov tied up with Van Riemsdyk, and the puck is turned over to the Capitals, and Tom Wilson just wants to get it out to the neutral zone, which he does. Anthony Beauvillier's out there now. That means Ovechkin's coming. The Blue Jackets are forced back into their own end. Olivier trying to get it out, and he does. And it checks up in the neutral zone, forcing Ovechkin to go back inside of his own blue line and get it. Pass off the stick of Jacob Chikrin, down to 4:22 to go. Here in the third period, the Blue Jackets are leading by the score of 3-1. Charlie Lindgren's going to go at some point. I don't know when. Here's a block of the pass by Voronkov. Penalty coming. Here's Voronkov in with a shot, and he scores! Dmitry Voronkov, the big boss, takes care of big business, and the Blue Jackets lead it 4-1. Oh my goodness. He comes in. You talk about using his size right there. He overpowers Dylan Strome, who had to grab hold of him. Delayed penalty coming. And he rips that puck around, and it goes off the inside of the post and up underneath the crossbar, and then kicks back out the other side. That one coming at 15:48. Voronkov picking up number 22 on the year. What work he just did to make that happen, by the way. Blue Jackets back in their own zone, and they clear it out. Goodbranson puts it up the right side for Justin Danforth. Drops it back to Sean Corrali. Back to Danforth behind the net. To the blue line. Provorov with a shot. That one got tipped on its way there, and it sent it wide. The way it got tipped, I didn't know if it was going to become a problem for Charlie Lindgren or not. Again, the Blue Jackets block a pass in the neutral zone. Washington can't rush it up the ice. Here comes Martin Fehervary. He'll bring it in. Takes a wrist shot. Got nothing on that. Provorov got a piece of it. Now pushing and shoving again after the whistle. Blue Jackets are on the verge of staying alive in the playoff race. And I am on the verge of becoming the biggest Chicago Blackhawks fan ever tomorrow. Now, it's easy for me because Nick Foligno is there. I'll give you that. I might text him after the game and try to give him some motivation. I'm sure he'd love to have it from me. I'm sure that would change it all. Blackhawks playing tomorrow against Montreal. Again, remember, Montreal wins one game. That's all they have to do, and they're in. Win and you're in for them. Blue Jackets have to win them all and hope for Montreal to keep losing. Capitals with a shot off the draw. Missed the net, and it hit off the top of the boards and deflects up over the glass. So, this Blue Jackets team has sure made it interesting, I'll tell you that. I so wish they wouldn't have lost control of their own destiny. I wish they didn't need help, but they do. And they've been getting it recently. And they just need to get some more. Face off in the left wing circle. Blue Jackets get the puck off the draw. Dante Fabro on the near boards. Trying to get it out of the zone. Washington keeps it in. And now again it goes off the stick and winds up in the bench. Let's see. Montreal, their other game that they have to play is on Wednesday at home against Carolina. So both of their games are at home. Tomorrow against Chicago and Wednesday against Carolina. Blue Jackets just trying to finish this one off today. They're 1-10 in back-to-back situations this year. And what a great time it would be for number 2. And here they are. Werenski comes behind his own net. He's got the puck. He puts it off the glass through the neutral zone. Capitals trying to play it. Marchenko takes it away. Had his stick lifted, loses control. And the Caps trying to bring it up the left wing side. Can't get it in over the blue line. Sean Monahan's got the puck. He creates some room. Now he has his pocket pick by Taylor Radish. Radish gets drugged down, and there's going to be a penalty against the Blue Jackets here. And if Washington has any thought,
Columbus, Montreal, 23, tripping.
Any thought of trying to come back into this game, they're going to take the goalie out right here and go 6-on-4. Because what do you have to lose if you do it? But it's 4-1. Yeah, maybe if it was 4-2, 4-3. So Sean Monahan gets called for tripping. This will be the second power play of the game for the Capitals. Well, Charlie Lindgren is up between the circles. So them pulling him is not out of the question. They win the faceoff. He looks to the bench, and they say, nah, stay there. Puck is sent down low. Jet Greaves knocks it away. Boone Jenner got it one-handed. He had Strome holding on to him on one side, Pierre-Luc Dubois on the other side. He loses the puck. Lindgren's now sliding up higher in the slot. There's a centering attempt, and the Blue Jackets take it away, and that'll keep Lindgren in the net as Danforth hands it off to Jenner up the left wing side. Boone will slide it back to Danforth, and he tried to turn it over to the backhand, and Dubois slashed him. So that power play is over for Washington. I'm going to tell you something. After watching these last two games, I would love to see the Blue Jackets match up in the first round with these guys. I would love it. For many reasons. I mean, to be in the playoffs would be awesome just to begin with, but to play against this team after these two games, yesterday and today, could you imagine the intensity of game one in this building? The Jackets win the faceoff. It's 4-on-4 here for a minute and 28 seconds. Blue Jackets keep the puck in at the blue line. Adam Fantilli, 2 goals on the night. He's got the puck on the near wall out to the right point, and Ivan Provorov had it roll off his stick and come out to the neutral zone. So Denton Matejchuk will take it, hand it back to Provorov. The Blue Jackets are just trying to close the door here. That's all. Finish it off. Archenko gets it into the Washington zone. Capitals clear it out. And it's back to Matejchuk, who hands to Provorov. Give to Marchenko. Back to Matejchuk, and the pass got underneath the stick. Goes to the far corner. Marchenko gets it. Feeds it to Matejchuk, who turns it over. Here's a chance for the Capitals, but Mangiapane can't get his shot on net. 43 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Washington is set up inside of the Blue Jackets zone, but now Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets bumped and loses it at the blue line. And they're forced to reset. Down to a minute and 15 seconds remaining in the third period. Trevor Van Riemsdyk backs up inside of his own blue line. Capitals are making a change. Ryan Leonard gets the puck on his stick. And Leonard starts quickly up the left wing side. He's into the Blue Jacket zone. He made a head fake, and he just lost the puck. Rasmus Sandin's got it now. Put it to the middle. Backhanded shot. Save made by Greaves. Lets the puck fall to the stick of Kent Johnson. Kent Johnson will hand it ahead. And here comes Cole Sillinger. He got to the red line. He turns around, and he goes back. Attaboy, Cole. You don't have to do a thing. Just protect that puck. Hold on to it. He leaves it for Johnson just inside the Washington blue line. Swing it back out to Dante Fabro. Across for Zach Werenski. 30 seconds left. Give to Fabro. He'll shoot it. And Charlie Lindgren makes a glove save, and he holds on. 26 seconds left. And the Blue Jackets are about to win their 4th in a row. 6-game losing streak. Now they're going to win 4 in a row and head off to Philadelphia for a game on Tuesday night against the Flyers. And again, hoping that still means something by then. Jordan Harris off the draw with a one-timer, caught by Lindgren, and he holds on. If Chicago wins tomorrow, that Tuesday game against the Flyers is going to mean a lot because, again, it's a must-win situation for the Blue Jackets. So we'll see what happens. But they have the things that they can control, they are controlling right now. That's as simple as that. They don't win their own games. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. And they've been winning their own games. Here's Corrali. Leaves it back at the left point for Matejchuk. Gets it down low. We're back to 5-on-5, by the way, with only 9 seconds left. Capitals have the puck. They'll clear it ahead. Blue Jackets will one more time steal it away, and I got 2 words for you. Game over. The Blue Jackets come to Washington and take a pair of points from the Washington Capitals. The Capitals are going to be in first place in the Eastern Conference. They're waiting for an opponent, and it could be this team next week. They're either getting the Blue Jackets or the Montreal Canadiens, and the Blue Jackets have left their mark on the Washington Capitals. They finish with a season series split at 2 games apiece. They lost the first 2. They win yesterday at home. They win today here in Washington. And as I've said numerous times, the most important thing is they're still alive in the playoff race in the Eastern Conference. Final score, Blue Jackets 4 and the Capitals 1. I'm Bob McElligott saying so long from Capital One Arena here in Washington, D.C. I'll see you Tuesday night in Philadelphia when the Blue Jackets take on the Flyers at 7 o'clock in the city of brotherly love. Coming up next is the postgame show here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Need to tackle your next big project? Choose Ohio Cat for unbeatable construction equipment. From bulldozers to excavators, Ohio Cat delivers power, precision, and performance with the quality you expect. And with our one-stop rental shop, you get top-notch equipment with a long-term commitment. Whether it's a quick job or a major build, if you need it, Ohio Cat rents it. Visit ohiocat.com to explore our equipment options and make your next project a success. Ohio Cat, proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Head down to the Arena District, your hockey headquarters. Catch some action on the ice at Nationwide Arena. Or watch the game at one of the Arena District's 20 bars and restaurants. The Arena District is rocking nightly with live entertainment, awesome specials, and convenient parking. Live it up by coming early or staying late. The Arena District is the place to play, meet, eat, and celebrate. Get your game plan on at arenadistrict.com with a complete list of bars, restaurants, concerts, and game schedules. Go Jackets!
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge is back.
Oh, yeah, baby!
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs.
Shoots and scores!
Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2025-26 NHL event. Sign up today for a chance to win exclusive prizes at nhl.com/bracket.
At Worthington Steel, we are proud to make products the world uses every day. Stronger, better performing, and more durable. The steel we process goes into everything from cars, electric and hybrid vehicles, to buildings and more. We transform steel, we lightweight it, we electrify it. Together, we are driving the metals industry into a sustainable future. We're proud of what we do, and we've been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. Go Jackets!
It's time. Dillon Tire.
The Blue Jackets win another must-win hockey game. They beat the Washington Capitals 4-1 tonight on the road at Capital One Arena. Remember, Game 2 of a back-to-back between the Blue Jackets and the Caps. The Blue Jackets beat them in Columbus 7-0 yesterday. They go into D.C. and they take down the Capitals 4-1 this evening. It's the 4th straight win for the Blue Jackets, who keep their playoff hopes alive. They're chasing down the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Now the Blue Jackets' focus shifts to tomorrow night. The Montreal Canadiens, will battle the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blue Jackets need the Blackhawks to win that game. If they do, Tuesday night becomes a must-win game for the Blue Jackets. They are going to Philly to battle the Flyers. So yeah, this was a big one tonight at Capital One Arena. The Blue Jackets had to win this game, and they came back to do it. Alex Ovechkin opened the scoring a minute and 10 seconds in, but the Blue Jackets scored 4 unanswered after that. 2 more from Adam Fantilli, who scored twice yesterday. He's now got 29 on the season. Huge win for the Blue Jackets. They improved to 38, 33, and 9 on the season. Don't forget, when the Jackets win, you win. Follow the Blue Jackets' official X account and look for the Tim Hortons We Win, You Win post after every Blue Jackets win. You can show that post at any participating Central Ohio Tim Hortons, and you receive a free medium hot or iced coffee the next day. Fun one tonight against the Capitals. The Blue Jackets beat them by a final score of 4-1. Time for a quick break. When we come back, we'll go over the scoring summary with all the highlights. Plus, we'll have post-game comments from the players and head coach Dean Evison on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Here are 5 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1. Choose the games you just gotta see. 2. Plans start at just 11 games. 3. Flexible payment plans. 4. Bonus tickets for friends and family. And 5. A ticket trade program for games you can't make. The time to act is now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the best-selling Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through April 30th, get 5.25 APR financing on any new Camry. Or lease a Camry LE from just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Public ice skating is back at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Get out of the house and do something fun with family and friends this weekend. Join us for public ice skating every Saturday and Sunday afternoon at one of our 3 great locations in Dublin, Easton, and Lewis Center. Suitable for ages 4 and up. Family and group rates available. Visit thechiller.com for exact times and pricing. Escape to the ice at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. The coolest place in town for family fun.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities, rich history, and an abundance of attractions for all seasons. It is home to Cedar Point, Kalahari Resort, and the Lake Erie Islands. This year-round destination invites you to discover waterfront eateries, unique boutique shopping, abundant natural areas, breathtaking views, and cozy places to stay. Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. shoresandislands.com.
Head down to the Arena District, your hockey headquarters. Catch some action on the ice at Nationwide Arena or watch the game at one of the Arena District's 20 bars and restaurants. The Arena District is rocking nightly with live entertainment, awesome specials, and convenient parking. Live it up by coming early or staying late. The Arena District is the place to play, meet, eat, and celebrate. Get your game plan on at arenadistrict.com with a complete list of bars, restaurants, concerts, and game schedules. Go Jackets!
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then, a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
The world's greatest coverage.
Taves 3-on-1. Taves, Lee, scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
This is Zach Wierenski, and you're listening to the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Zach Wierenski.
Here I stand by myself on my own. What if I lose all control? Take a step out into the unknown. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is surprise.